Guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome, Andy. Oh, you're Andy. You're on that side. Okay, I got to point that way.
Yep. I'm on the other side.
Well, Andy, thank you for being here, guys. Again, we appreciate you guys joining us here. We're going to critique your work. As always, just have a few things I have to get through before we get to that. Oh, let me mute myself. All right, so first off, guys, if you want to follow myself, you can follow me at this down here. All right, this is where you can follow me. If you want to follow Andy, hold on, guys. I got to figure this stuff out again. Here we go. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to, where's Andy at? Where you at, Andy?
I don't know. I'm still here.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Bam. Boy, it's a rough day. Follow Andy here at LS Inc. 2019 and LS Inc. Tattoos as well. If you want to support Andy for being here and myself or, well, whatever, our time or whatnot. With that being said, again, also, guys, when we go live, once you see that we're in the chat and talking or whatnot, send your work in at that time. If you want to know where to send your work in, you can send it to the email that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen at artmesomething@gmail.com. That's artmesomething@gmail.com. Guys, I apologize for the quality of the stream here. As far as I go, we have some weather going on around here, so it might be a little blurry on my screen. Apologies there. Also, guys, I get a lot of people asking me, I never got notified of the live stream. I always miss it, yada, yada. So I just want to let you guys know, when you turn on notifications, there's 3 options. Make sure you turn on all those options because YouTube will decide what they want to notify you on and what they don't. Okay, so that out of the way. Andy, I thought we could briefly talk about the thumbnail. And then after that, we can talk about what the new stuff coming up, guys, because we have the new tattoo challenge we're introducing today here on the stream. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. So let's pull up our wonderful, wonderful. Let me get that pulled up. Bam. I don't know what happened here, guys. This is scattered across an entire back. We have, Simba? No, Simba's the little guy. This is the big one. Nonetheless, this is a case of somebody bit off way more than they could chew. I don't know, Andy. I sent these over to you, and you got a good laugh out of this one, eh?
I really did. Me and wife, we were sat here. You sent us a couple to go through, and yeah, we were sat there chuckling at this one. This one did really strike a chord. I mean, yeah. Let's be right. There's nothing, and I mean nothing good you can say about this one.
No. Oh man.
And it's covered in somebody's back.
Right.
Piece of prime real estate, and they've got this on it.
Yeah. Man. And I think this is a note. Don't freehand. If it looks like freehand because it probably is freehand. And people get a little impatient because they don't have the equipment, the stencil maker, the stencil paper. Take your time. Get what you need. Do it right. You're awfully nice there, CJB. He says, just needs a little more shading. A little more shading will help, but you're gonna have to work some magic on these eyes over here, my friend. Even the little cub, look at his look, man. He's got one eye going one way, the one the other way. He knows that his dad's messed up already. He already knows. He's seen it. You got to look at him.
Yeah, it's even scared. That look is very surprised about his dad looking. He's very surprised about his dad looking like that, isn't it? Let's be right.
Right. Oh man, but you know what? This is what we're here to do. We can't stop this stuff from happening, but we can help prevent it by letting people know, hey, don't jump on someone's back just because you bought a machine on the internet or whatnot. Take your time, work on the fake skin, different things like that, which brings us to our next subject. Let me drop this out of the way. You say, well, what is that, Dave? Well, last week we talked about, let me get that out of there. We talked about a tattoo challenge. Now, by a challenge, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're competing or some actual crazy challenge. But a lot of you want to practice, you don't know what to practice, blah, blah, blah. We thought, why don't we just come up with some sort of random-ish piece, link it to you guys, and that way you guys can download it, stencil it, make it however you want. So I'm going to introduce the piece that we're going to be putting out, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it after we discuss the piece. So here it is, guys. We got a stitch, right? And we have some diamonds going around it, specifically chosen to put these diamonds in there because it's going to test your line work, and it's going to put it out there in the open, right? And we also have a thicker line going around the outside, which, again, is going to give you the option to play with line weights. Andy, you want to talk a little bit? Andy kind of helped come up with this one.
Like we said, we tried to keep it simple enough and fun enough for everybody to have a go at. We've got, like you've said, we've got bare bone basics are going to be out on show here. A couple of different line weights. You've got a line round stitch. You've got some straight lines on diamonds, parallel lines. We've also got some packing of blacking eyes, see whether people can pack black. But then as from there, people can run with this and have fun with it. It can be full colour, whip shading, realistic, illustrative, watercolour. Your take on it from here on in is just down to them. There's no bounds, and I'm really, really interested to see where people take this beyond the realms, even beyond the realms of normal, shall we say. But the fundamentals are there, which will be put out on show for everybody to see. And like we said, there's obviously, for anybody that wants to download this, play with it, send it back. Well, obviously, Dave, you're going to explain.
Yeah, I'll jump into that real quick. So if you want to get in on this, right, you don't have to. But here's the benefit of this. If you want to do this piece, you are guaranteed a critique. So what does that mean? It means if you do this, if you download this piece, which I'll talk about in a minute, you tattoo this on some fake skin, however you want. Like Andy said, black and gray color, whatever. It doesn't matter what you do. Just you have to do this piece, right? I have a specific email address you can send it to. You can send it there tomorrow. If you download this tonight, tattoo the whole thing, send it there tomorrow. Next Sunday, starting next Sunday, it's a separate email address. I'm going to open that up, and we're going to review these pieces straight from there. So you could send it in tomorrow, and I never see you again for the rest of your life. It will get reviewed whether you're here or not. You don't have to send it in while we're live. So if you're one of those people that are in some other country and you can never be here, well, here's your opportunity. Unfortunately, you have to do this one piece. And then next week, we'll put out another piece. We might give this 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So we're starting with this, and we'll kind of change it as we move along. So again, in the description, if you drop down into the description of this video right now, you're going to find a link to my Google Drive, and you will have this in a PDF format and another format. You can download this, print it, stencil it, whatever you want to do. You'll also see another email address. Now, instead of it being artmesomething@gmail.com, it is tattoomesomething@gmail.com. That's where you're going to send these to. So again, the link will take you to the Google Drive. You can download the image and work on it however you want. You finish it, photograph it, email it to tattoomesomething@gmail.com. Again, that's all in the description below if you want to partake in this. So, all right. That's that, guys. That's
just as somebody's put on there.
Sure.
Unknown slate spot. Can I do it on myself? Yes. Don't have to be false skin. It can be real. If you've got a candidate that wants to let you do it on real skin and you want to photograph it, crack on, do it.
That'd be awesome. But I would encourage you, if you're new, you should know yourself if you've watched this stream enough to know that, whether it's worth going for on real skin, obviously. But maybe practice on fake skin, send it in on fake skin, and then do the real one on real skin. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But like Andy said, real skin, fake skin, doesn't matter. Yourself, who cares?
Like we said, then send it in. They're guaranteed.
Yes,
100% guaranteed to get your work critiqued.
Because next Sunday we're gonna get in here. We're gonna blah 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 for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna open up the email, the Gmail account, tattoomesomething@gmail.com, and we're going to go through every single one of them. Okay? Doesn't matter when they were sent in. We're going to go through every single one of them. All right? At least for now. If there becomes millions or something like that, thousands, we'll worry about that. But I highly doubt that many people are going to get in on this. But nonetheless, guys, and then after we're done going through whatever, maybe there's 5, maybe there's 10, maybe there's 2, whatever. Then we're going to jump to our normal broadcast and go through your regular work. So if you guys got any questions, throw them in the chat right now. If you're watching this afterwards, you got any questions, leave a comment below. And here's the final thing. So next week, let's say we have 5 of them, you guys, we'll let you know our thoughts on them. But after the stream, comment below which one you thought was the best. I'll take a look at that. And then the next week, we'll announce, your guys' choice for the best one, right? So anyhow, that's that.
CJB, what do we win? Bragging rights for a week.
That's it. What do we win? Yeah, bragging rights, what have you. Maybe down the road, there might be something. Oops, I clicked on somebody else's. Bam. But nonetheless, maybe we'll worry about that as we go. But for now, yeah, that's gonna be that. So I hope that you guys are cool with that. If not, let me know what you would like to have changed, and maybe we'll look into doing that. Nonetheless, guys, send your work into the email scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Let's get into this. Let's see. I'm gonna refresh, and see what we got, guys. If you are watching, give the stream a like, guys. Give the stream a like. All righty. So it looks like we got about 10 or 12 emails right now. So if you're here and you're wondering, geez, did I miss out? Nope, there's still time. Email, bottom of the screen down there. Give the stream a like. We are shooting for 100 likes this stream. I think we can manage it. All right, here we go. Let's get this. Let me find my other. There it is. Bam. Bada bam. All right. So first person up who sent their work in while the thing went out saying we were alive is Tina Manzo. Could be pronouncing your name wrong, as you know. Excuse me. Oh, this is Big Snoops. Wanted to stop by and get some constructive criticism. I'm on 2 years of tattooing, but not consistently. Thank you for channel. No problem, man. Let's take a look. Oh. Can you see these pretty well, Andy?
Say no, don't and pick.
All right. Hold on, I'm making sure. It's looking a little glitchy on my end. Bam. Okay. Yeah, overall, I think this looks all right. It appears to be a bit healed. Shading looks nice and soft in here. Yeah, that's not too bad. Am I moving the screen too much for you, Andy? Can you see these? I just want to make sure I'm not.
I don't know, because I'm losing you on sound and everything here, Dave.
Oh, are you?
So, right. Oh, you're back. Yeah, it's looking healed. Looks. No, it's my screen. It's not looking so bad. It's a little bit light in areas. It's hit, but there again, it depends on if it's healed, well healed in, and it's lightened up.
Right.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. A little bit of lotion on this one would probably bring it back to life a little bit, huh?
Yeah. But it's not a bad piece. It's not a bad piece at all. Just same old, same old. Now it's healed. It's just missing that bit of super dark, super rich black in it. It's as if they've gone in with maybe like a dark tone instead of a black, and then worked with just, the grey tones. But it's not a bad piece. I quite like it. Yeah,
not bad. I would agree with you, Andy. I agree with you. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. I think this one's nice, too. They're nice, healed, settled in.
Yeah.
Probably been a couple years, or not even. I mean, not even. Just depends on, the photo, even quality of camera and whatnot. But yeah, it looks good. I like the shadings. They look smooth. You don't see a ton of, I call them brush strokes, if you will. And sometimes those are nice. Those are an effect you can go for. But I like this. Looks smooth, man. Looks smooth.
I always prefer tattoos when they're a bit older, anyway.
Yeah, they're real settled into the skin.
Yeah. To be new.
All right. Oh, yeah, this is a nice little corset. This is what I would imagine this would be like maybe on the other side, might be like a piece of leather arm, maybe a piece of armor or something. But I think this looks pretty cool. The photo is kind of difficult sometimes because you get a little bit of that shine right down the middle of it. But oh yeah, these flowers look really nice, man. I like them. It has a real soft, nice look. This looks fresh, obviously. Yeah, nice work, man. Nice work. I like it. There's nothing I feel is really worth beating you up over. Nice job. All righty. Well, Tina, thank you for sending those in. Very cool. Very cool. Again, guys, I do apologize. I know the weather's a little crappy here, so the quality might be lacking a little bit. So appreciate you guys for hanging in there. So anyhow, let's keep going. If it gets real bad, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. All right, here we go. We got Michael. Yeah, Michael. All right. Oh, crap. I already pushed the wrong button. Hi, Dave. This week, I tried Pepper Shade. I think it's not extremely bad. There is still potential for improvement. Still, I don't feel ready to sting real skin. I still have problems with cutting the real skin. I don't want to produce any scars on customers. What do you mean? Well, I'm lost on what you're saying, so we're just going to take a look at your work. Yeah, with the whip shading, the pepper shading you got going on here?
Yeah, it's tidy.
Yeah, it's not bad. Even the lining looks all right.
I mean, it looks... This. I'll be honest with you, Dave. I've had to go this week on some cheaper 3mm fake skin.
Yeah, do tell it.
I spent about 3 hours trying to do a black and grey rose, and the skin was trash. It was absolute trash, was the skin. That in the end, it was like, you can forget it. I'm not wasting my time. And this skin that this is on actually looks very, very similar to what I was using. I'm not saying it is.
I think this is Real Skin, the brand Real Skin.
All right.
I think. Yeah, this looks like it, actually. It's thin, too, but it's a much better feel. You can... But tell us how... So, Andy, you messaged me. You told me that you went ahead. I tested this stuff out a long time ago and realized I hated it, but it's been a long time. Maybe things had improved, but you tested out one more time that really thin, like see-through fake skin, right?
I tested the really thin, the 1.2mm. You can forget it. You can forget that stuff completely.
So if people are using that, it's guaranteed garbage.
It's guaranteed that it's going to do, even if it's going to do nothing for your work whatsoever.
That's what we thought.
It's beyond a joke to a point. It's just not even worth spending your money on. So then I also have some cheap. I also got a piece of cheap 3mm, the thicker stuff.
Oh yes, the thicker. Let's call it Amazon stuff. Yeah.
3 hours in, and it's not finished. The machine I use on skin for soft grey shading, it won't touch off it. I'm running machine way higher voltage to get it to penetrate this skin than you would on human skin. And like I said, it just felt like I was just trying to tattoo a tractor tire. It's just like forget it. And then after 3 hours, it was like, no, it's not even, doesn't even resemble anything like human skin at all. So it's anybody that can produce anything on that stuff has either put some serious time into it and got some serious patience. And I'll commend them myself for getting anything decent on that crap.
Yeah,
really will.
And we've seen a lot of people do some decent stuff on that. So I really only imagine what they could do if they got their hands on some decent fake skin, which is a big deal here. But I thought that was cool, Andy, that you took one for the team, went back and tried it out again and was like, yep, it's not working. But I will say this stipple shading here, man, it looks good. I think you're doing all right with the stippling. Even like we got some solid black in here, some dark built up areas rolling into lighter areas. The lining for the most part looks pretty decent. And it's good that you're still kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to tattoo human skin yet. I'm just not quite there yet. I think that's responsible of you if you're asking me.
Just one quick thing. Anonymous
Yeah.
prepper.
Sure.
Can't get it down off your Google Drive.
Guess I'm out. It won't let me download to my drives. I don't. Why do you have to download it to you? Can you just download it? Has anybody?
I just downloaded it. I've tried it. I tried it out earlier for you, Dave. I both downloaded it straight to my computer because you've also got they're there as a JPEG or a PDF, so you can bring it down as either. I tried it to my computer and they both come direct down to my computer, and they both come. And I also tried it on my phone, which is an Android phone, and it allowed me to download them, onto my phone.
Yeah.
If Anonymous Prepper is really struggling, if they go find me on
here, let me pull your stuff up.
If they go find me on Instagram, shoot me a message, I'll get it over to them.
Right here, guys. Andy, IG at Ellis Inc. 2019, Facebook Ellis Inc. Tattoos. You're saying message you on IG, Instagram?
Message me on IG.
Okay.
And then if they message me on if the person messages me on IG and they're having problems, and I'll get them to send me if they just then want to send me the email, their email address, I'll shoot it to them.
Cool. And again, go give Andy a follow over there while you're at it, man. Support him. He's here every Sunday with us. We appreciate it. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Make sure we're good. All right. You're welcome, Big Snoops, man. Thank you for sending those in, man. Really cool. Nice. I like your soft shading. Very smooth. Carry on. All right. But as far as this goes, nice job. And thank you for watching from Switzerland, man. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Guys, if you're watching, give the stream a like. Click the button. Smash it. Beat it up. Whatever you got to do to it. Jeremy Dennis. Hey, Dave. Been sending in my black and gray for a couple months now. Here are my latest pieces. 6 months in, using a 3.6 stroke machine. You think 3.5 is that much different for soft shading? Thanks. I don't think you're going to notice the difference between 3.6 and 3.5 personally. I think 3.5, most reason why most machine makers make everything around 3.5 because it's right in like a happy medium. I think 4.0 and above, is a bit of a punch. You can get down to like 2.7, 2.5. I think that's a little bit too soft personally, but some people love that for really soft stuff. 3.5 is right in the middle. 3.6 ain't going to really hurt anything. All right. Well, this looks like it's like a piece of hazed glass was put over top of it. You got one eye that's pretty strongly put in, and the other one, I don't know. This is kind of an odd one.
It's not there.
Right.
It's,
right.
If you look at the mouth, it's shaded, but it's not defined. There's not enough tones in it. It's very monotone. Nose a little bit loft, like you say, as we're looking at it, the right eye as we're looking at it, is super dark and super put in, where the left eye it misses the mark. It does miss the mark on this. There's not enough in the face, and there's not enough tones in the face. And it's like I've said to you, you've dabbled around with portraits, Dave. Hats off to you. I don't touch them. I'll touch illustrative stuff, but portraits and that, I don't touch them. But like I said, this one,
they're tricky. If you met one stroke in the wrong spot, and it's like, man, you really messed the face up. Eyes are a big one. There's really three main parts that you want to do your best not to mess up, and obviously that's the eyes, nose, and lips. Each one has its own challenges. So anyhow, like Andy said, that one is 100% accurate as far as, let's see here. I don't know. I like the hair. You know what? I'm going to say I do kind of like this hair. Is it not like 100% realistic, but I like it. We can tell what's happening. It's got movement. The eyes, the only thing I don't like about these eyes is you can get away with like a black eye, right? Because sometimes that's literally what it looks like, and that might be here, but here I feel like we have just too much black in these eyes. Maybe a highlight somewhere, something. this one looks a little bit large. Maybe it should be covered. The bottom should be a little bit more. Yeah, just a few little things. Put your on fake skin. You're practicing this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would just pay attention to your strokes. Work with a backstroke when you can. That's going to be a softer hit. And then for large, open, big areas like this, if you're not, get yourself like a 19 curve mag, a 25, a 21, something like that. And that's going to help with that wide open area coverage, if you will. And, something just over here is a little bit off. And again, it doesn't take much. I do like parts of this nose, though. I like this little bit here, this little shadow over here. The lips are okay. Something about the teeth, maybe we put a little bit too much black in between the teeth, so it looks a little gappy in there. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. But
the mouth's a lot better on this one.
Absolutely. I think overall this one's better.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Even the eyes, like I said, yes, they are a little bit dark, the pupils and everything, maybe a little bit dark, but around the eyes and the nose and the mouth is 100 times better than the previous one.
Absolutely.
Got to give you that. Well, I also have a problem with off the cheekbone, where the shading comes off the cheekbone. It's like one tone. You know yourself there. Use mag backwards, drag the mag. Be softer. But maybe if you haven't put as much dark in, but then transition to a lighter tone and then feathered out. Going for the same amount of shading, but then feathered it out with a lighter tone. It just looks a little bit dark in areas. If it could done with a lighter tone of grey in there as well.
Yeah. And I also think, just because we're on the topic here, there's a lot more in the face, right? I mean, maybe this one has a lot of light, or maybe you're keeping it kind of simple just to kind of keep it simple. Or maybe you can still go back into this one and work a little bit more. But, maybe just bust out those softer shades, give a little bit of form to the cheeks more, kind of what Andy was saying. They got this coming down, and he kind of stops here. Maybe just a little bit more shape around the cheeks, start getting comfortable with making those shapes, if you will, rounded chin, a curve. I look at faces differently now that I've been trying to tattoo some faces, and you see where the light sets, you see where the darkness is. But anyhow, we'll stop. We'll check out the next one. I like this one probably the most right off the bat. Obviously, your focus is right here because the hair kind of blurs out and it's a little, it's whatever. But for the most part, I really like these eyebrows, or the eyelashes, even though when you get close, they're kind of a little wonk. But I don't know, it just looks like, I don't know, my eyes are just pulled to the eyes, and it's a cool kind of look. The nose is nice and soft. The lips are much better here. We have a little bit of texture going on there, and just this little tiny bit, in my opinion, makes a big difference. So much better, in my opinion. All right. Well, Jeremy, thanks, man. You're just 6 months in, so much to learn, but you're here on Fake Skin, working your way through it. I'd love to see some more, Jeremy. Keep sending them in every time you can, man. Let's see that progression because it's happening. So, obviously, guys, give the stream a like, support it. Our goal is 100. Who knows if we'll get there. I've been drawing a bunch lately and came across this image of coughing. Is that coughing? Koffing, and had to tattoo it. I'm not familiar with coughing, so let's see what we got. Huh. Well, you know what? Honestly, Andy, at first I thought, well, I don't know about this, but this lining is pretty consistent, man. I mean, it's got a decent line weight. Excuse me. It is consistent. I think where you fell short might be the shading, actually. It's a little bit blocky almost, you know what I mean? Just kind of there, and then that's it.
Yeah, it's as if it's just got a 15 magnums on outside, shading instead of maybe just whipping a bit in off it. But it's like you say, I mean, it's in a couple of tiny little places, but I'm not going to bother with that. Generally, you got a good line weight. The lines look to be in there. Is it perfect? No. Is it in? Yes. Maybe another little visit to smooth a bit of shading out. But it's not bad. It's not a bad tattoo. It's not a horrible tattoo.
No, it's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, lining's pretty decent. Yep, maybe spend a little more time working on your shading. And, you can do that practice shading on some fake skin. Your lining's looking all right. I mean, it changes every time different locations or whatnot. So work on that shading a little bit and then maybe bring it back to the skin later on and test it out and see how it works. But sweet, man. Thanks for sending that in, Marcus. Thanks for being here early, too. We were in the chat right off the bat, man. So thanks for the support. I'm going to see what the heck this is first. Okay, that is not. Hey, man, I've had a few. All right, I'll read it, but you sent me a thingy bopper here that I can't do anything with. Hey, man, I have a few different things I've done, so I've attached my Instagram. I don't really do that. So anyhow, send me your emails. If you send me your Instagram, we're not going to sit here and scroll through all your tattoos on Instagram.
Just send some.
Yeah,
Instagram. Just get some pics and send them in, and we'll gladly look at it.
Yep. Let's see what we got. Eugene. Hey, Dave and Andy B. What's up, Paul? Hope all is well. Been at it for about 2 months. Here is one done on fake skin and got talked into doing one on real skin. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks once again for all the videos and work. There's always going to be somebody there to talk you into tattooing them. Uh-huh. All right, we'll talk about it. Let's see what we got here. Okay. It's interesting. I feel like there's no contrast in this, and I think that's where it falls flat because they did use some different colors, which is cool, different like values, I suppose. But man, some black would have really done this thing some cool justice.
Yeah, so even a mid-tone grey shade put in first, and then you colour over top just to give it a little bit of form and shaping, or a deeper blue. Mix your colours up as you're going through. Mix them in tube to get your colours. There's probably maybe 1, 2, 3 blues used in this. I'm not quite sure. But the centre section of the whale, the blues are too close together. That's what I'm trying to say. There's not enough of a differentiation between each shade of blue as it goes through to make this pop out enough. That's why it might have been better off putting a 16 drop black underneath it, just to give it a bit of a shade instead of solid black, just to use a bit of a shade underneath it and give it some form. But the blues, this is where this falls. All the blues that is used are too close together of a colour.
Yeah. Even some white would have been nice on this.
Yeah, there's not enough separation between it. But I'm looking at the outside line, and the outside, even though it's done in blue, the outside line doesn't look bad.
You're right. And it was used, I wonder what, decent sized needle too. Then not like they tried to do this with the 3-round line or anything. It's a decent size. Ooh, Andy, I think I don't know what kind of fake skin, but the rounded edges tell me most brands I have that are decent don't have the rounded edge. Usually that's coming from that really thin stuff. Could be wrong though.
The cheap 3 milli stuff, the cheap thicker stuff that I've got has got rounded edges like that.
Yep.
But like I say, 3 different blues was just trying to blend colours, which is fair enough. You're on fake skin, Eugene. And that 7-round line around outside, but the outside line's a nice line, and it's done. It's a nice line, but yes, the separation between the blues, instead of maybe using one separation between the blues, step it by 2 or 3 separations each time, which would give you a bigger contrast.
Right. Well, let's jump over here. I guess I will say a couple things. First off, it's a circle with more circles, so that's not the greatest thing you want to do right off the bat. But overall, the main circles, it's not bad. It's not horrible or anything. We can easily tell where, especially right across here, we can see the lines all through here.
Lines.
Yeah, they didn't go in like you wanted them. You had to go over them several times. All these lines actually look like they were pretty well scratched in.
Bits of shading just outside of lines instead of just. You see, the other thing as well is, I don't know about you, Dave.
Sure.
When they've done this, and Eugene, I don't know. Are you when you colour packing? Are you riding your tube? Because obviously if you're riding your tube when you're colour packing, it's really hard for some people. It is for me. And I'll admit it, it is for me. If I'm riding a tube when I'm colour packing, I can never seem to get up to my outside line as good as if I've got needle hang.
Yeah.
I get a bit of needle hang and I can see that needle protruding out over the end of my cartridge. Even when it's in the skin and I've got that bit of separation, I can always get up to my outside line. And I can see it here, especially through that middle and in some areas. He hasn't solidly packed black up to that line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right, Andy. If you are riding your tube, you've set your needles to the depth you want them, and you are riding your tube for shading, you will have to learn, because your cartridge is going to go past the line, but you have to know your needles are not going past the line. That's a learned thing over time, knowing where your needles are compared to where your cartridge is at. So if you are riding the tube, you do kind of have to learn that. If not, you're going to have to throw your needles out a little further, work that line down, and then maybe drop your needles back, and you can kind of ride the tube a bit if you want to do it that way. Yeah, because that's definitely the issue here. If we'd have packed that black, which you can always go back to it. This is not botched by any means. In fact, the saturation is pretty decent where the black is at. Where it's not, obviously, it's not. Which is, obviously right up close to these lines is where the saturation is not there. The black is not there. So yeah, maybe when this heals, Eugene, just jump back in there, button a few things up. But I don't think telling by the lines and whatnot, I wouldn't go to real skin just yet. There's nothing wrong with that. You've got a taste of it. So now you know like how it feels, what the heck is going on. And you didn't wreck anything. You know what I mean? Definitely go back in this, button it up with some solid black, and then just go get yourself some better fake skin. That stuff you're on, you did some good stuff on it considering the fake skin you're on. Get yourself some better fake skin and just give it a couple more months. And then, if you feel like you're ready, try it again. It's just a little 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward. It's just a process, but you're doing it, man. You're doing it. Yep. Thanks, Eugene.
Be your own worst critique.
Oh, you know it.
Yep.
Can we send our tattoo work in real time? Yeah, these are in real time. These are actually only ones we're viewing are the ones in real time. So when we started the live stream, we told people send your work in to this email that is now scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It's artmesomething@gmail.com. Send your work there. We go for a couple hours or so, and if we get to it, we get to it. If we don't, we don't. You might as well send it in. What's the worst that could happen? We don't view it. We'll be here next Sunday doing the same thing again at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Turn your notifications on so you get notified. But when you turn them on, turn on all the options, because there are plenty of people who are telling me, Dave, I got notifications turned on. They're not sending me any notifications. YouTube's wacky these days. You know what I mean? They're going to do what they want to do. Oops, I clicked another one. I don't know whose this is, but let's turn that up. Okay. Anyhow. All right. Anything crazy going on? All right. Next. Oh, go ahead, Andy.
No, just saying, do a few more, Dave, and then because we're just looking, it looks like we've got a fair few more in watching. It might be worth a punt if we do a few more, and then just let the others know about what we've got running.
Okay, I will do this one because I clicked on it. But if you guys are watching right now, stay tuned for just a couple minutes because we're going to talk about the tattoo challenge, right? It's just something me and Andy decide we're going to introduce to have a little fun, let you guys have some fun, just trying to do something different. So stick around if you're watching. We're going to review this piece, and then we're going to talk about the tattoo challenge that's starting this week. So let's dive into Linus. Hello, I have done some more tattoos since the past weeks and would like to hear what you think. The space one, I know it's kind of sketchy when it comes to some of the lines, but it's on myself. So just a fun memory to tell the grandchildren in 60 years. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we got this one here. I'm just going to scroll across, see what we have going on. There's a lot here. Okay. All right, we'll start with this one. Oh, gosh. Yeah, a little too close. Yeah, I think you pretty much know it. The lines are really sketch. The shadings this whole thing is not that great. I mean, straight up. There are some lines that are okay, but the spaceman looks odd. This might heal out and it might look a little bit better, but overall, maybe you come back to this in not 60 years, but maybe a year or two, and then you can really have some fun and make this a little bit better looking. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, you've got this third eye going on, you know what I mean? Illuminati eye. I mean, very, very simple, very basic, but I'm looking at the triangles round it, and the single line triangles. I understand the effect is gone for, but the triangles aren't smooth, the lines aren't smooth, and this is what we were saying about having fundamental basics, stretching your skin, angling your machine, pulling it, knowing how to pull a straight line. Don't pull it with your wrist, pull it with your elbow. And what I'm saying is, don't give up, but don't be on skin. Come away from this, get yourself onto false skin, practice, get your fundamentals in.
Yeah.
Because even when you think you're good on false skin, transitioning to real and human skin, it still doesn't act the same way as false skin. All you've got is your fundamental basics there, and then you've still got to adapt again, and you're still learning while you're trying to put it in human skin.
Right. Well, let's jump over to the next one here. Little line piece. You know what? This one's not too bad. I mean, we are pretty close to it. Geez, if I can stop moving the camera there. Yeah, there's a few. You can tell where you see this little tiny bit of blue hazing underneath. That's from the needle being too deep and just getting like a micro blowout, I'd call it. But it's not perfect, but it's not bad. Again, maybe spend a little bit more time fake skin. But again, I think this is the evolution of your work. Yeah, I don't know. See, this one just really comes off as rudimentary to me, even though the style is probably meant to be a bit rudimentary.
Yes.
I'm just not really feeling it. And it really could. Some of it could come down to the imagery, but I don't know, man. I'm just not a huge fan of this one particularly.
No, I'm saying, but I'm
even the trees could have been better.
Yeah, I'm trying to look past it. I'm trying to look at the lines. The lines are the same. Pretty wobbly. Some of them are like double banged. Whether it's tried to get a harder line rate. Don't get me wrong, not the clearest of pictures anyway, because it's got that shine up left hand side. But I'm not a fan of the trees. The thing is, obviously, this person's trying and they're getting there. Instead of using people's skin, dial it back. I know it sucks, and you might think, oh yeah, I'm doing these Picasso pieces on people's back, but you're not. Let's be right, you're just not. Right. Dial it back, come on to fake skin, practice as much as you want before you get onto human skin. Yeah, it might be boring, you might think it sucks, but we've all been there. Yeah, and we've all got to do it. It's so true. Just evolution of wanting to be a tattoo artist.
I agree, but I will say this does look the best of the ones we've seen. Lining is improved actually a bit, and you know the shading's not bad. We have a decent gradation from straight black out. Not bad. I don't know. It's hard to tell in this photo whether this is just a bit of shine on there, if that's been beat up a bit more than it needed to be, but overall, it's not bad considering. I don't know if you agree, disagree, Andy. I know sometimes we see things differently.
It looks a bit beat up to me. And some of the
up in this area.
Yeah. But it's like you said, it could be the shine on it. It could have lotion on it. I'm not right sure. I know you said the lining looks better on this. Yes, it does look better, but it's still all over. You know, Dave, you tattoo. You look at a stencil of a feather. You make a stencil of a feather. These lines are either running parallel with each other, or they're running into a taper, and they're coming together by the rib of the feather.
Right.
So
I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? It looks like more like Jenky wood grain to me than, you know, the veins in a feather.
Right.
But it is. I will agree with you. It's the best out of the ones that we've seen from this person.
Right. It is the best, but yeah, All right. Well, cool beans, man. All right. So with that one done, we are going to briefly talk about the so we have a tattoo challenge going on, guys. So let me get the piece pulled up here real quick. I lost it all there temporarily. I do apologize. Let me get it pulled up here. But down below, you will find a link to a Google Drive. In that Google Drive, you can download a specific image. I'm going to share that with you right now. Okay, it's a very simple. I'll call it simple. It's up to you whether you just think it's simple or not. Let me pull this up here. So here is the piece we came up with. Nothing crazy. Stitch, a few diamonds. The diamonds are kind of the challenge as well because it puts your lining on display, right? It's a challenge. You can do this any way you want. If you want to color it, you want to do it in black and gray, you want to do it black and skin, whatever. Mess with it. Play with it. It's all up to you. You can do it on fake skin, do it on real skin, whatever, okay? But in the description below, you'll see a Google Drive. Click on that. There's two versions. There's a JPEG and there's a PDF. You can download either one of them, save it to your computer, wherever you want to do it. Make the stencil it, do whatever you want with it, right? There's also an email address that's underneath that link. It's tattoomesomething@gmail.com. Once you do this piece, right, you print it out, you tattoo the piece, email it to that email address. We have a specific email address just made for these tattoo challenges that will go in, that you'll send it to. Next week, next Sunday, when me and Andy show up, we're going to start off by looking at the emails in that email account first. You can send them there whenever you want, okay? When we're live here, we only view your work that you send in live on the show. When it comes to the tattoo challenge, you are guaranteed a review, right? We're going to critique it no matter what. That's why we create a specific email address so we can't lose the emails and get them mixed up with these. So send it to that tattoomesomething@gmail.com. If there's 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter how many they are, we're going to critique them all. We're going to check them out. We're going to show them to you guys. Then after the stream, in the comments, you guys are going to go down there and vote which one you thought was the best, the coolest, whatever. It's totally up to you. We'll give our thoughts, obviously, but you. And then the next week after that, we'll let you know who had the best for the week. We're going to let this one run for about 2 weeks. Then we're going to have a new design every 2 weeks or so. So that way you guys have something to practice. So what the cool part about this is you're going to do this piece. Somebody else is going to do this. Like, let's say 5 or 6, 10 people do this. You get to see how you did it compared to how other people did it. It's like, oh, dang, I did this in full color. They did it in black and gray. Wow, it's really cool. He did it with watercolor. That's cool. Oh, I like how they, you know what I mean? This opens your mind, lets you try different things, right? So again, if you're just stepping in, this is the tattoo challenge. Links in the description. Go check it out. The Google Drive link is in the description. Click on it. Download this. Tattoo it wherever you want, fake skin, real skin, and then email it to the email linked below underneath that link, tattoomesomething@gmail.com. All right. So if you guys have any questions, if you're just jumping in, like, what is the Stitch thing? Ask the chat. I promise they'll probably tell you what's going on. So anyhow, that's the tattoo challenge. We'll probably in another 15, 20 minutes or so. Well, we'll probably give it a half an hour. We'll give the spiel one more time, okay? Nonetheless, that is that. Let me drop this down here, and we're going to get back to work. So does anybody in the chat have any questions regarding to this? Let us know. Yes, they're OBV us. Everybody hit the like button. It's remarkable. It's great advice. I like it. All right. All right. Just checking the chat real quick, guys. What's up with that foot? What are they talking about? I got to pull this back up now. What do you mean, what's up with what foot? I don't know. This one back here? Okay, maybe
the one that's back. The one that's back.
I do kind of notice it now. I didn't even look at it. Yes, if you want to fix the foot, you fix the foot on your
if you want to fix the foot, fix the foot. If not, you can tattoo it like that. We won't judge you on that. Jesus, don't know what happened there.
I didn't notice it either, man. I was just like, yeah, cool, Stitch. Yep, that'll work. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, man. As I love the internet. People catch it all. Okay. With that out of the way, we're going to jump back into this. I'm going to drop this back down. Bam. we're going to hit up Robert Ernest. All right. After Sanoderm came off, this is after the Sanoderm came off. Andy, I'm going to go use the restroom real quick.
So,
Drinking this
can you
coffee.
just zoom it in a little bit more for me, Dave?
How is this?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. I'll be right back.
Right. So we've got what? So what's the save for this one? This is when Sanoderms come off. Well, we can see it doesn't look to be 100% healed, but it's there. And I can also, but I can't move Dave's mouse about, unfortunately. But we can see in certain areas, especially this long finger over the eye, we can see where you've been running your lines. You probably been maybe a little bit too fast, or your hand a little bit too slow. Scarred. It will settle, don't get me wrong. Looks a bit raised and a bit scarred through there. Looking also on the fine line work through the bones, we have got, you can see your pick up and drop off points where you've pulled your line, stopped, picked it up, and you've either not quite missed, or when you've gone back in, or when you've stopped, you've held there a little bit too long, and it's created slightly fatter points on these bones. What I do like, which is the vein work that you've got in the eyeball, that's pretty cool round it. I like how you've got the you've got the highlight in the iris, and you've not just in the iris, you've not just coloured it in, you've taken the time to get the black of the pupil and the colours, and you've also seen that round the outside of an eye, it's never ever a perfect black line. You've taken the time just to get that little feather work in and everything, and you've done a good job of getting it round, but it's just your black lines that are suffering. Or should I say, your solid black lines that are suffering more in this one, e.g. top of eyeball, bottom of eyeball, and your bone work on this. But I will say I do like the little vein work in the eyes and the iris work. You've done a nice job. You've done a nice job with the colour on this one. And I'm sure that Dave is going to say the same. You've sent a couple of highlights in it, and you've really pulled it off. And again, I'm going to take my hats off to you where you've literally thought about the centre of the eye, and it's just not a series of round black circles or straight black lines. You've managed to get that. I would have just concentrated on the black bone work on the hands, but you could probably, when it's fully healed, you could probably go back in with a slightly large liner, not too much more bigger, but just a slight large liner, reline it, maybe put a little bit of shading off and fix them. That's not a problem. But the eyeball, I do like the eyeball. What are you thinking, Dave?
Yeah, dude, I think the eyeball is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I like all the little details with the blues and the reds in there, and then taking the time to put a little bit of green in there. Maybe just a little tiny bit more black right here just to round it out a little bit more. But again, from the proper distance someone's going to be looking at it from, I think it looks pretty good. I think it's the skin that's got a little bit of a weirdness to it, causing it to kind of look whatever. But no, I think it looks cool. Nice job. I'm sure you got that one taken care of. Let's see. Space YG. My tattoo work. All right. We got no information. We don't know how long you've been tattooing, nothing like that.
Well, you've taken your pitch stop, Dave. I'm taking my pitch stop.
Go ahead, boss.
Right,
Go ahead. All right, guys. So looking at this one, I don't know. This is healed. The hair is grown, everything like that. But the lines, if this was fresh, this would look even like pretty rough, right? The lines are all over the place as far as thickness. I don't think you should probably be tattooing skin. To be quite honest, I just don't think so. Even this black up here, the shading, it's patchy. It's not smooth. I'm not sure what you're doing with your hand there. You know, if you're trying to get a smooth shade, start here and go down. Back up here, go down. This. I don't know what was happening here, but it does not look smooth. It's not consistent. There's a couple lines, maybe this one right here. It's like, okay, but they would all have to be of a similar character for me to go, yeah, okay, you know what you're doing, but they're not. They're all over the place. So probably not the best thing. Let's check out the other one. Okay, I mean, yeah, this just kind of reiterates what I was saying. The lining, even if the shading was kind of whack like this, at least I'd say, hey, the lining's not bad, but the lining's really not consistent at all here as well. You're practicing, you're learning stuff, but don't do it on actual human skin right now. That's what the fake skin's for. And if this is on you, some people go, but it's on me. That's great. Save that skin for a little while later too. Get comfortable on the fake skin, then jump to your own skin. Let's see. So, but anyhow, and then to the shading, it doesn't make any sense. We literally just put some stipple shading all over the place. Why is there shading here, but there's none here? Wouldn't it be darker underneath the pedal? Yes, it would be. It's just doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, I think we pretty much got this one narrowed down, buddy. Just get back on some fake skin because you're out there floating around in the world trying to make it happen, but this ain't it, man. So anyhow, no problem. But hey, look, not trying to end your world with these. We're just saying you sent them in. Take a step back. Remember, it's tattooing feels like it's one step forward. Wow, I get something. And then it's like 3 steps back. And then it's like 1 step forward and it's like 2 steps back, you know? So don't end it. Just take it back, you know? Just accept it. Roll with it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Next up. Still learning. Been doing it about 6 months. All right. We're all still learning. Okay. Well,
right.
That ain't it, Andy.
No.
This ain't it, man. These lines are all over the place.
That block's not in.
That black is weak.
Yeah, it's what's 6 months? 6 months in.
6 months.
6 months in. This piece should have been done on fake skin.
Yeah.
Learn to pack. Is it? I can't remember who it is that's name a person for this one. Is it?
I'm gonna tell you here in a second. We'll jump out real quick. Darren.
Right, Darren. Yeah, it's weak. Is this, my mate? Like Dave says, lines very, very. How can you say wobbly? Right. There's a lot of wobbly lines here, as if it's like just get in there, go. You need to go. You know. Do you know what I mean? You know, Dave, don't you? You need to get in there. You go. Once you start overthinking it, you'll be like, stop, start, but you're still in skin, and you end up with wobbly lines. Right. And this is what it looks like. And also, like we say, the black's weak. It looks like you've tried to go through it too quick. Packing solid black sucks. It's the worst out of any colour to pack, and that it's super slow. It's super boring. And you've got to make sure you get up to every line, and especially on pasty white skin, because it'd be just like punching holes in a piece of black paper and holding it up to light if you don't get it all in there. No, this one misses the mark, unfortunately. But there again, just dial, like we keep saying, dial it back, practice. Yeah, get in some practice skin. You're not with this one anyway. I've eaten my words before. But with this one anyway, you wasn't ready for skin at this point. Yeah, no, not to reiterate the exact same stuff, but absolutely. I mean, even the lining, we're not just beating it up on the black hair. The lining is off too. Like you said, the reason for the fake skin is to get comfortable, so that way you can drop your needle in and go. Again, this is rushed, so rushed. Look at this black. This is, you didn't realize, I don't think you knew. Packing pure black sometimes is the hardest process, especially if you are trying to get that black super packed and consistent throughout and smooth. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, and this is far from that. Okay, this is very patchy. The lines, all right, to be nice, I'm gonna say these are an improvement from the last one. Okay, some of them, but again, you're biting off way more than you can chew here. It's okay. It's all right. You need to work on your lines, and you got to practice packing black. There's no point in if it didn't work once, don't do it again. Expect it to work the second time. Yeah. I don't know about you, and I don't know how you approach packing black, Dave. But my tip with packing black is I work through it. I work in small circles. I'll work through it, and I'll work through it slowly, and I'll keep moving forward. I'll keep moving forward. Then after a while, and I've cleaned it, after I've let this rest a little while at the bottom, and I've cleaned it down, I will look at it, and then if needs be, I'll come back. I'll go back through it, and then go do a bit more. Let that rest. Come back, go back through it. Just give it a chance. I've always found with packing black that if you go through it once and give you first really slow and give it an initial chance to rest, any plasma from the skin, any bleeding or anything that the skin is going to do, give it a chance to do that. Give it a chance to push anything it's going to do out of the skin. Just let it rest, but keep moving forward. Then when it's rested away, come back and maybe just go through it again. 2 passes maximum, you'll be done doing it that way. And generally, the second pass, you don't have to do it all again. You'll see, you start seeing your holidays, and you can put it back in. But I always got told, just go through, let it rest while you're working on the next section. Then after a while, come back and check it. If it needs be, do that. So you've always got a section resting, ready for you to go back out while you're working on a fresh section.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. And if it's literally go slow, drop the needles in. You have to get it in your head that if you do it in one pass, one slow pass, you're going to save time because, if you need to come back down and touch some spots as you go, you're going to wipe, see. But if you just drop them needles in, nice and slow movements, don't be scared unless, if you're hanging them out a mile, you might, whatever. But it's going to save you time in the long run to do it once the right way than going back over and over it. That's where we're at there, Darren. I hope that, take it however. Let's see, guys, let me refresh this, but it looks like if you want to send some more work in, I think we should probably be able to get through all of these. So I will throw the, I hope I don't bite my, lie to you guys, but right. And everyone's gonna be like, you're sad. I know. So anyhow, if you're on the fence,
if not, we'll take questions.
Sure. Absolutely. Just letting people know. All right. So Jeffrey, you are up next, my friend. I was the guy you guys ended on a few days ago. Thank you for your kind words. Oh, okay, cool. You were the guy that was like, I'm not sure if I should keep at it. Is that him?
Is that him? Is that the kid that last Sunday? Who said that his mentor didn't give him a right lot of feedback or something, and he didn't know he was running 2 jobs, and he didn't know whether he should keep at it. And his work were good.
Yeah. Oh crap! Sorry, I'm trying to do a couple things. Yeah, I believe that is him, man. I believe
Dozen fingers sent my work in at the beginning, but don't see it there on the screen on your email. Dozen fingers, send it again ASAP. Then if you haven't seen it, just to make sure.
Yeah, send it in. It has to be sent in today. I'm sure you probably did that, but oh yeah, dude, this looks cool, man.
Yeah,
not bad.
But we're good last time. It's like I said, there's a couple of little bits on the line work on this one.
Right, a little bit right here.
And
right here.
And the top
right here.
Right, yeah. But hey, this guy's still learning. And he says his mentor wasn't giving him no feedback, and he felt very deflated, and he didn't know, what I mean? And
I
let it go.
Yeah, they sometimes the mentor doesn't want to make you keep you feeling down, so that you'll constantly keep internally beating yourself up and trying to improve. But sometimes you need a little bit of positive reinforcement.
Yeah, everybody needs it.
And then sometimes, depending, I know where I work, sometimes your mentor might be intimidated. It just depends on their quality of work. Not all tattoo artists are created equally, that's for sure. So I'm not saying that's the case here, but sometimes that can happen. They like to keep you down, Yeah. I like it.
He's got some nice little gradations going in the brown bits above the claws. Around the grey bits. He's got that white in the eyes is nicely packed in.
Yep. There's a few things I would have done differently, but again, I think that just comes down to personal choice. As far as execution, yellow's packed good. The blue is a light tone. That's packed good. Like I said, overall, the lines look pretty stinking decent. There's a few, but hey, look at it. It's fine. You know what I mean? You're still learning, and this is what you got. You're doing good.
It's a nice tattoo, nice little sticker tattoo.
Oh, I like this little goose.
This is a cool little piece.
Oh, man. I was all those people who maybe are anti-hunting, but this was my thing growing up, man. I hunted geese And now I don't hunt too much anymore. I'm busy, but I want this little tattoo somewhere just to remind me of my teenage years. But I think it's done nicely. Nice little lines, little whips, just enough, you know. I think it's just enough. Nice little whips, solid black here. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, there's another one. We got. Oh, I see. They did a series of them. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
It's a nice little geese. A little bit of whip shading and.
Right. Smoke says, "Don't shoot my Canadian geese." They are, yeah. Those are absolutely Canadian geese. We had snow geese too, but they weren't as abundant. Yeah, we could hunt. We could get two a day. Anyhow, nice job, man. Okay, so that I think that we looked at them all. Wait, yep. Is this another? Yep. Nice job.
Keep going, dude.
Yeah. Don't stop, Jeffrey. Don't stop. Even if they, well, no matter what happens, man, you keep it going. Keep it going. Next up is Graham Gilbert. Hi, love your channel. I'm self-taught through YouTube. Doggone fly. How am I doing? Yeah, let's take a look. Well, okay. If we don't look at this one and these over here, if we just look at this one right here,
no, you see,
it's better, but it's still the line. You know,
see, for me, I love old school swallows, and traditional swallows. Absolutely.
How is this one then?
Can I be honest? Really honest?
Absolutely.
Misses the mark by a mile.
Not laughing because it's funny. I just laughing.
No, it misses the mark by a mile. Unfortunately, for this, and how I'll put it is the wings. If you look at the wings and you look at the feathers on the back of the old school doves, they'll like rake down in a line, but then they'll just like curve in each time, and they'll all be pretty much the same. You know, down either side. Same with breast. Breast will be curved and go around, and round the eye, there'll be a line that comes up and then goes around the back of the head this way. So I'm on about these things, and the colour, obviously, the colour's not packed in. We can tell there's a lot of holidays in there.
Oh, yeah, especially, well, I guess all the colours, really.
Yeah, and the line work is wobbly. It looks to be in there,
right?
But it's wobbly. This one really does miss the mark for me. You know,
and when you're using those larger liners, it takes away a lot of that shake and that wobble. And this already is a larger liner, so if you're, or even a round shader, so if you're having trouble, if you're still getting this and this and this and all these little unsmoothness, then you know that it just comes back to those fundamentals. We're not going to talk about these because this was the best one of the bunch here. And as you know, Andy's familiar with these, so he absolutely had some words to say about that. And this is rough, man. You're definitely doing this to yourself. Clearly, it's upside down. You took the photo of it upside down. I just think, man, this spot, it's not, you know, it's not horrendous, but I'm just not a fan of it. The shading doesn't make any sense. It's really muddy. The linings, I mean, if we look at over here, I mean, these lines aren't matching up. None of these lines are actually really matching up. They're long lines, and they're just not there. Man, I don't know, man. I definitely think get some good quality fake skin. We preach it like a broken record over here. But get yourself some real skin, brand real skin, true skin, pound of flesh, and practice on that. I know this is your skin, but don't waste it, man. You're burning up a lot of real estate where you could have been getting rid of all this stuff, all this practicing done on some fake skin before you jumped on yourself. I think there's a progression. Poor fake skin, then you get good fake skin. Then you practice on that for a while until you're really good, till you feel really great. You tattoo yourself, you learn some stuff. You go back to that really good fake skin for a little while. You go tattoo yourself, you learn some more. You go back to the fake skin. You know what I mean? You're doing this, but you're all one way and not the other way. That's my 2 pennies on it, Andy. I'm sorry, I was
no, you're fine. You've covered it. I mean,
okay,
I'll let you have that one. Oh my God.
Oh man. Right off the bat, what could have just been just a little bit better had you done left it the way it was. But I mean, not to say it would have been great, but this black, what is going on here? This isn't even close to saturated or in the, it's like you went across right here and then jumped up here and then jumped down here. All right. That's just one thing of many. All right. I don't even know where to. It's kind of a blurry image, so we can't see in certain spots here, man. But I would just say, stop tattooing skin, right? I've done one of these, not this big, not this crazy, but I have done one on skin, and I learned my lesson. Like, okay, all right, fine, I better pull it back, and I think that's what needs to happen, Andy. I'll let you talk for a minute.
This shouldn't be on skin.
Yeah.
Whether it's on your own or somebody else's. This so far misses a mark. I mean, that bottom skull, his jaw's off, side of his face is off. Unfortunately, the roses aren't roses. Yes, like we've said and we preach, and if it's on your shelf, skin's free. Your skin's free. You're never going to have a problem with people queuing up for a free tattoo. But you've also got to keep it real. Look at it. Be your own worst critique. And is it like, well, should I be putting that on somebody? Is it as good as my reference picture? Put your reference picture outside of it.
Yep.
Look at it. If there's a massive difference, don't get me wrong, there's reasons between massive difference, but if it's not right, you should be able to see it's not right. You should think to yourself, I shouldn't be doing this to people.
That's it.
You know what I mean? I'm learning to run before I can walk. Dial it back, get on some skiing, pay a few dollars for some fake skiing or whatever it is. Get on there, practice till your heart's content, and then go. This is unfortunately for you, my friend. It's just not the time to be on skin.
That's it, man. And then Danik, I understand. Danik's talking for people. He's talking about yellow and how it fades and whatnot. And I agree that it does fade, but any color put in improperly is going to fade regardless. And if I do believe that if you put a color in properly, even if it is traditional, it will definitely last more than 3 years. If it didn't, in my personal opinion, it was not put in properly. Any color, I have plenty of yellow on myself that I put in way more than 3 years ago. It's holding strong. But again, if you don't know what you're doing or it was put in improperly or what have you, sure, it's likely it could disappear on you or fade over time. But now I don't think that particular tattoo we looked at from Jeffrey, the yellow in that is going to be gone in 3 years. I don't believe so. It looked like it was saturated properly. It might fade a little bit, but if the color's gone in your flames, that might have been put in poorly. My name is Christopher. Tried a portrait on fake skin. All right. Okay. Well, Andy, look at this. The skin, the fake skin they're using, man, has to be just an utter nightmare. I'm pretty sure that's that stuff that you tried the other day.
Yeah. I mean, you've done well to get this far, Christopher. You know what I mean? It's like just this skin to put it on, and you can tell by just how dirty it is around it. And look, people go on, how do I clean fake skin? How do I get, overspill of ink off fake skin? I don't have a problem. I've simply used, I got taught one technique, and I don't know if you've ever tried when cleaning fake skin down, and I've never ever used anything since, and it works on any fake skin, and that's baby oil on a rag, fingers, wipe it off, and everything. Even the cheapest of cheap fake skins, it removes, the excess skin off it. But yes, I can see the resemblance. I don't think the skin's doing this brand of skin's doing this person any favors.
I agree.
Is it?
I think they went a little too dark, Andy. Maybe just a little too dark. We lose some of the.
But I'm actually wondering. You see, Dave. Now I've experienced this skin. What I found is that this person might have found that with this skin, that the super light tones are not going in how you want, and then all of a sudden you'll keep putting that light tone in, and all of a sudden it becomes a dark tone.
Yeah, Okay, because of the skin,
um,
huh?
because of the skin. It does all of a sudden just become a dark tone.
Yeah,
And I realised this.
makes sense. Yeah, I'm with you, Andy. It's tough to get it clean, but it's good to know that the baby oil works good. I
Yeah,
never
try
tried
it.
that.
Just
Never
try it.
tried that. But I'm glad they put the reference here so we get an idea of what's going on here. And if you're having
Yeah,
this is a decent effect, right? Overall, it's
yeah,
a little dark. So I imagine if you got a better quality fake skin, did it again, and maybe captured a bit more of the highlights, if you will. If you caught this little tiny bit, this little highlight in the eye, the little bit in the bottom lip there, right? If you caught these tiny little bits in this darkness, it's gonna take it to another level. So I think this is cool. I think you're going down the right road. Just you're gonna want a better product, a better, a better fake. Jeez, I'm burping again. Better fake skin. Yeah, it's pretty cool, Chris. Thanks for sending that in, man. Let's see. What do we got next? All right. Hey, apprentice here. This is from Simon. Hey, apprentice here. We use the new EU Reach inks, so it's kind of harder to tattoo in general with these very thin inks. Anyhow, be hard on me. I love your channel. Yeah, okay. You're using those EU Reach inks. I've never used them. I haven't really heard much about them. Most people aren't the biggest fan of them, but let's see what you got. Okay.
that's nice.
Yeah, I think overall these lines look pretty good. Look nice enough to me. The stipple, little whip shade, stipple shade looks pretty smooth.
Yep,
You
nice
know?
little geometric dot work.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
looking
bad.
fairly good.
Yeah.
I'm digging this piece. It's nice.
Yep, a few white dots here and there, a little white here that just got a little bit of red on it. Overall, not too bad. Make sure this black up here is nice and saturated. It looks like for the most part it is. Let's take a look here. Okay, we got a little bit going on here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, it's not my favorite, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I like we got a little bit of some soft, smooth shading going on in the legs here and there. Overall, apprenticing, getting some work in, not bad. Not bad. Let's continue to work on the lining. These are larger lines, so it's going to require a little bit more effort, more timing. But I think where it falls flat for me is the hair. Personally, it just kind of looks very spaghetti-y. Maybe spend a little bit more time up in there, but I like how you have the darks are in the right spot. It has depth. So I guess that's my 2 pennies on that one.
I'm just excuse me. I'm just
No, you're
having
good.
to send I'm just having to send an email.
This one's I just I don't know, man. There's some things I like, but overall, it just looks a little off to me.
Yeah, it looks a bit shifted to one side.
Right.
Is it the curvature or what it's on? I don't know. It just looks like, as well, looking at the right-hand side, looks like it's got its curvature. The left-hand side just looks like it's cutting.
Right.
What I will say, I like the mouth on it, and I like the teeth.
And
I like the eyes. I like the center of the eyes.
Too. It's not bad there.
But I do like the mouth, do like the teeth, and especially as well looking at it, that right eye, I really don't like that. Right eye, I always captured this like center of it.
Yeah.
But then again, other than that side of it being looking off, I won't say that it is off, because it depends how because obviously it's curving around this person's thigh.
Sure.
So it just depends on the photo. So what I am saying, it's not horrible. It's what I mean. It's
right.
not horrible tattoo. It's totally readable. Could have been a little bit more definition in the fur. Yes, there could have been, but you've really captured the mouth. Really have captured the mouth and the teeth on this one.
Yeah, not too bad in there. That's probably the best spot of the whole tattoo. Beyond that, it's so for me. Let's see, what do we have here? Is this across the knee? Interesting. So, for the most part, again, most of the lines are pretty good. I think the lines are good enough to make this one all right. There's definitely some here and there that aren't the greatest, but, you got a little bit of stimpling going on in here. I'm sure the person's probably okay with it, but if there was anything, it's all lines. So, there's a few that are off, but nothing really worth beating up or writing home about here. So let's take a look at the next one. You know what? The flower at the bottom is probably my favorite of what I'm looking at here. Yeah, it's got a slight cabbage feel, but not too bad. Not too bad. The innards up in here look okay. Maybe a little bit more of some white highlights would help define a few spots on this flower personally. I think the downside for me is up in here. I feel like they put the texture in for the fur, but it's all kind of the same darkness in my opinion. There's no like tonage in this.
Yeah, it's all the same texture.
Yeah, throughout. So it kind of almost falls flat while being texturish. So I don't know. That's my opinion on that one. So anyhow, Simon, overall though, you have some good stuff here. You're in the beginning times of your tattooing journey, and overall there's definitely 3 of the 5 I thought were really nice. The other ones weren't bad either, but nonetheless, that is that. So let's hit up the next one. Simon says we can't use white. Our new white in EU doesn't really work. And the new inks, regardless of how you dilute it, gives same tone.
I'd be interested to know what brand ink Simon's using.
Oh, I will go back. He's using the well, as far as I know, it's EU Reach inks.
Yeah, but what it is, it's obviously it's like world famous, and there's world famous. A lot of them are bringing out. It's just EU Reach compliant. They've got as for 4th of January.
Okay.
They got banned out. So what they've had to do is all the different companies have had to have got a different set of rules and regulations to produce and put out ink in the EU. Now, it all depends on what brand is using. So you've tried, what's that? Is it I Am Ink and World Famous? Now I have UK Reach compliant, world famous, and I like them. Now, and he's saying no matter what he's adding.
Oh, I can pull that.
He just gets the same consistency, and I think Danik's covered it. Try if you look at one of Dave's videos. If you're using a 15 size cap, Simon, go in and put something like, I don't know, 15 drops of black, 10 drops of white. Top it up with water. It will give you a different tone.
Yeah.
Even if your white's crap, to use on its own, it will work within the black. To tone it out.
Yep.
Give her that a try, and it will also give you a little bit more pigment in there as well.
Right. Yep. Set your gray washes up however you would. Now you're probably, they're probably using pre-mixed gray washes, but you could still just leave a little room in the cap, right? Just add some. I would add between 6 to 10 drops to every one of your. Keep it consistent though, in my opinion, for the most part. If you're adding 6 drops to your lightest white, make sure you're adding the same amount to your darkest dark, not your black, obviously, save that. But it will turn that into a grayish shade, and it's not going to be opaque. It's not 6 or 7 to 10 drops of white is not going to make your ink opaque. It's going to be translucent, which is what you're used to using. Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
Let's be right as well, Dev, when we say this. Make sure you're either using something like a 15, 17, 18 cap. It's not in the 13s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
don't try squeezing it in the 13s. We're all using 15s, 17s, 18s caps for as grey washes.
Right.
And I know people have asked this question before. What size caps in this? We're also using a larger cap.
Yes.
Not the mediums. Not the medium caps. It's the larger caps.
That's a good point. Definitely the caps matter. The size of the cap definitely makes a difference.
If the cap fits, wear it.
Yep. If the cap fits. 6 months tattooing. Any advice will be appreciated. Oh, okay. From a distance, this looks super wild.
I quite like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. It's just like, I like it.
I guess the only thing, in my opinion, is with the gray going around the outside. I don't know. it's not bad. And I think when it heals, it's going to lighten up even a little bit and soften out on the edges.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is it just, from being dark on the line, it should have just been whipped out and softened out.
That's it.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
instead of, it's got like a hard transition into skin. If it just being whipped out, softened out, but the rest of it I actually like. It's quite pretty cool, is this?
Yeah.
Pretty funky.
I agree. What lining I can see seems, not too bad. What do we got here? Oh, okay. It's in plastic, so it's a little hard to read, but I will say the lines we can see look actually quite smooth for the most part. And the white is very, linear, I guess you can call it, very liney, which is okay. I've been trying to find new ways to put white in that's not just straight lines all the time. But in the beginning, this works. It gives it a little bit of contrast. I like the little cracks in it. And behind this one, I feel like there's actually a little bit more of like a softer tone behind it, which I think is going to heal up a little bit better. Not the biggest fan of this white streak right under the eye, but again, I think it's all right.
Like I said, I quite like this. What would have been nice for me, and this is, I'm just nitpicking here. I agree with you. Just that, you see this top edge of the eye where it comes up, where it's done these crack marks.
Yeah.
Now, instead of just coming off a straight line and doing a crack, if you'd have actually done, which he has done on one of the other ones, if you notice, on the curve, on the inside of the curve on the left hand, he's actually left that little V out as if there's a broken piece.
Right here, yeah, really helps sell it.
It sells it a little bit more for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be big. It can be a little wound. It can vary in size. It could just even be a little indentation. It just sold it that little bit better. But I am nitpicking there. It's just nitpicking over it.
No, I like this one up here. It's a little bit of a thicker line, which kind of makes it look like it's missing a bit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not bad overall, man. No. I think Beto, nice job. And now we know this is a map of Mexico. Cool. Even better. Sweet, dude. So cool pieces, man. I like the style. And again, 6 months in, it's looking smooth. It's going to look great in a year, and then snowball from there. So thanks for sending it in, man. Next up, guys, if you haven't already, give this stream a like. We're sitting at 52 likes. We're never going to get to 100 at this rate. Never going to make it. So if you enjoy watching it, like the stream. That's all. I've been tattooing for 3 weeks, and this is my latest and most detailed piece. Thanks for any advice, Chris. 3 weeks. All right, let's see.
Well,
not too bad, Chris. Not too bad.
Not so shabby at all in this.
I think
for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool stuff. But here's the thing. Here's what I'll only say about this is what I see. People, it catches people sometimes, which I think you're going to be okay, Chris, because you seem like you got a little bit of understanding. But the shading's cool. The idea is cool. The image even looks great. But if you look at the lines, they're a little bit all over the place, right? Not completely like in left field, but we have, they've been gone over a few times. Some are thinner, some are thicker. That's fine. It works. But if you get too confident, this will happen sometimes, and you'll jump to real skin. Take some time. Just focus on your lining, right? Artistically, I think you're there. You have it. You're going to build it up, but spend some time and just work on those fundamentals, because it's going to definitely down the road be a huge help. Now, I'm not saying these lines are jacked or anything. I'm just saying they're not matching the artistic skill I think you have right now. So, in my opinion, I would definitely work on your lines. You're only 3 weeks in. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Don't be in a rush, because you're going down the road, I think, properly. This looks nice, man. It really does.
It does.
You know what I mean?
I like the dragonfly type things. They really do make it free. There's one thing that's really, really bugging me on this piece.
Go ahead.
I've got to admit.
Is it right here?
Yes, that's 2 leaves. One on either side, one on one side, one on other side. It's 2 separate leaves.
Yeah.
If that line, one of them lines that had just carried on down, it'd have made so much difference. It's just bugging me. Just that little detail that's bugging me, but it's right in the middle of the tattoo, and because it's white and it's left as open skin, it smacks you in the face. But for 3 weeks in, hey-ho, this is just things that he's going to develop on.
That's it. And that's why I just want to let him know, focus on the lines, because I think the rest will come quicker. But the lines, if you move and leave those behind, they're going to lag behind. They're going to hold you back. So hone in on them now and then keep boogieing. So nice job, Chris.
Always work on your fundamentals.
Absolutely. Again, that's why when we were choosing the piece to have you guys for the tattoo challenge, we added those diamonds in there just to kind of, put it out there on display. And
Samantha Jane Tattoo. Okay, here we go. Be brutal late on me. I guess this is Pumpkin Barbie. I guess this is you, Samantha.
Let's see. Well, I don't know. They're looking pretty cool here from what I can see. Let's see. Hi, Dave. I've been tattooing for 4 months on people. Your videos have really helped me focus on making my work better every day. Constructive criticism, please, on anything I can do better. Sam from London. Well, Sam, Thank you. How far is that from you, Andy?
London's probably about 200 and what will it be? Probably about 220, 240 miles, something like that, depending on where she's situated. Okay,
that's not too bad.
Well, that's about half length. That's about half length of Britain, Dave.
Oh, is it? Look, man, I got no idea. Math, loved it. Actually, the more I think about it, I think I hated most school because math I liked, English I hated, geography I hated clearly. So anyhow, before I realize how much I'm lacking, I better keep going.
I bet we can travel full length of Britain in the same amount of time it gets you to travel out of Ohio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. I was to say to get to California from here is like 3,000 miles.
Ipswich. Smoke. I used to live in Ipswich town, and I suppose somebody had to smoke.
Nice. Well, let's see. Punked. We'll call her Punked or Barbie. Barbie. The last punked up Barbie. So we'll just call you Barbie just for the sake of it. Oh, Sam. Actually, they put the name in here. Sam. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Phew. Got to come up with a name. It says by Sam. Well, I'm just going to zoom around here real quick, see what we can see. It's, it's a pretty decent photo, just slightly blurry for crispness purposes. But what
I will say with this,
I think it looks all right to me.
To me, whatever your strengths are on, I don't know what your strengths or weaknesses are, Samantha, whatever, but by the look of it, you've played to your own strengths in designing this tattoo. Down to your line work, dot work. You've kept it to dot work instead of whip shading or whatever, which is another smart thing. What I will say is that style of writing you've got at the bottom, I've seen it and I've seen it done. It works. It's nice. It's in there. I've seen this font used and it looks good. The piece is, how can you put it there? Minimalistic.
Yeah.
But it's minimalistic, but it's still got everything there, and it still looks good.
Yeah,
I think look good,
and it was smartly done, like you said, Andy. Like what I like about it is, even the circle itself, right? It can be a little bit wobbly here and there because it doesn't take away from it. You know what I mean? It's like this.
It's a sun.
Yeah, it's kind of like this radiating thing. You got this depth down in here. The dots coming around a little bit over here. Yeah, I think it just works. It's definitely one of those like black in skin tones that is properly done. Enough black is there, enough open skin is there. It's a style people like, and I think it looks cool. Let's take a look at this one, Sam. I think I definitely like the style that you're in.
Yeah.
I know a guy that I talk to around here is learning as well, and this is kind of the style he likes as well. And it's cool to see another person kind of rocking a very similar style. And overall, I think it looks pretty good.
It does. I mean,
again, the angle makes it kind of hard to really like CC. But yeah.
I'll say again, the person that's tattooing this looks like they're designing these tattoos to their own strengths.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it should be done. Do you know what I mean, Dave?
Yep. That's smart. It's very smart.
It's smart. It's a smart way of working.
Mm-hmm. And this is a style. You see this a lot. This is like people specifically like this if they like this.
Heavy
you know
black.
What I mean? It has to be done right. I think it has to be done in moderation. Oh, sorry. I think there was a glitch there, Andy. I didn't know if you were talking, buddy.
Yes.
Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
No, you disappeared and you disappeared and then come back down.
Oh, I did?
Right.
Okay.
No, it's smart. It's a smart way of working, is this? Yeah. It's a smart way of working. She's doing well here. You know what I mean? For 4 months into skin, you're definitely playing to your own strengths.
Oh, you're right. 4 months too. Heck yeah, man. 4 months in the skin, which
4
is
months in the skin. I don't know how long she's been. I mean, we don't know. Stick it in chat, Samantha. I mean, I don't know how long you've been practicing before you went on to skin.
I mean, it must be long enough because the lines do look pretty good.
The little
so
drop
she must have been
shadows
doing some practicing.
Yeah, like the little drop like shadow work on the back of this stag beetle, you know, on its back to give it that ridge effect as it's going down. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Definitely. And here's the reference right
in February. It's only been tattooing since February.
Oh, nice. Well, Samantha, I think you're doing a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Really cool. Love the style that you're tattooing in. You're doing it right. The black is there. The skin is shined. You know what I mean? There's enough black to skin. You've obviously studied it a little bit. There's people you're following that do this style of work, and you're watching them. You know what I mean? And you're doing a nice job. And I thank you for sending it in because we don't really, I don't really get to see a lot of this style done properly, I would say, Very cool, Samantha. So thank you. Let's see who is up next. No problem, Samantha. Appreciate you sending it in. All right. We got Andrew Rhodes, tattoo critique. No information, but we shall take a look-see here. Interesting.
Now, this is interesting as opposed to that. I seem to, in the feather work, it looks a bit of a, shall we say, painterly watercolory effect.
Yeah, it's not got that full solid saturation feel.
What I would say about the face / skull part about it, it's looking a bit lost, a bit a bit underdefined.
Yeah, there's not enough contrast there. Even though they do have like solid black in the mouth, but the browns to the yellows just weren't, I think, dramatic enough to really sell the face structure. But overall, I don't think this is a horrible tattoo, Andy.
No, it's not.
Personally,
no. It's not badly done.
No,
I just think it's just
a
little bit lost in places. Like I say, I'm not going to say it's badly done because it isn't.
Right. I think it was part of it also could be, and this side where it's difficult sometimes to tell, is done not in a way I would have done it. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like you said, it's kind of like loosely done. I don't know what the, it works. It works. I don't really know. So overall, if this is Andrew, overall, wait a second. Okay. So here's my complaint. Do you see it, Andy? If you look at the arm, this thing is facing the wrong way.
Oh, it's backwards.
Yeah. Definitely backwards. Yeah. And just, I know I think I'm glitching now and then, so I apologize. But that's when you're doing these things, guys, we always want faces to be facing towards the front, towards the front of the person. If you need to flip it. If you got to re-stencil it, but you don't really want a tattoo facing backwards. Just the way we do it. All right. Oh, Andrew Rhodes. Okay.
I sent it through twice. I think that might have been the lad that says he couldn't see his, and we told him to send it through again.
Okay. All right, JJ, not a tattoo that I did, but one I got a few days ago. Oh, this is cool. All right.
Right.
Let's do it.
So he's sending one in that is done. So somebody else has done this on him.
This is cool. If you're in this boat, you're watching, you're not a tattoo artist, feel free to send them in too and let us see the work you got done as well. It's just, for me and Andy, we see the same stuff all the time. Like, so it's kind of fun to get a different angle on things, plus as a viewer as well. All right, let's read it one more time. Not a tattoo that I did, but one I got a few days ago. Just want to know what you think I paid $300 for. All right, so you paid $300 for it. Is it worth it?
First off,
I don't think it's worth 300 bucks, but
no, it's not. It's not worth. Although, hold on,
it's a decent size.
Let me do conversion backwards here.
Got a conversion.
I've got to do conversion, so that'll be about £200. Right. This is what he would have got for about. Yeah, somebody probably would have charged him around about that money over here at UK.
No, it is a decent size, and you know what, $300, probably. I look, you know what, you're right. The more I think about it, $300. I just would have done it differently, and I think that's why I go.
I think. Do you know what I think lets this down the most, Dave? Is the money sacks? Yes.
Yep.
Don't seem to be of the same finished quality.
No.
As what they've put into the skeletal structure.
Right, like they rushed the money symbol itself, and then the stempel shading around it.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what sold me. When my eyes immediately drawn to the bags of money there, and they let me down, and that's why immediately I was like, $300.
Can I ask you a question? I might be wrong here. Can I ask you a question? Are them dollar signs right way around?
Yeah, I do believe they are. Yeah, but I think that's what draws your eye at first. You see the two money bags, and they feel a little underwhelming. So you think $300. Come on, they could have put more. But then you look at the size. You look at how nice. I think the bones are done pretty nice. The hands are done pretty. The time is taken. There's white in there. It sells. I think if they spent a little more time in the money bags, you'd have felt like you got your money's worth. But overall, like Andy did the conversion, it's probably right around 300. I probably would have charged $300. I think I just would have done it a little differently.
Are them symbols backwards on them dollar signs?
I don't think so. Wait, hold on. Let me pull out my.
I've just put dollar symbol in, and it's like an S with a line through.
Oh, dang. Andy, you're right. Here I am thinking, that looks right. No, they're backwards.
Yeah.
Look, it's not even. Hats off to you, Andy, because this isn't even it's not even in your native currency, huh?
No.
And you already, those are backwards. Oh man. Okay. Well, you know what, Andy? It could be the photo.
It's checking.
Maybe
because they were checking it. What, they were checking it?
If they took it in the mirror, it would twist it. It would backwards everything.
Yeah, but if it were looking in mirror, it'd be different. It's like he's got his camera pointed towards his chest and taking it from front of it. I'll be interested because at the minute, them dollar signs to me, that's what was throwing me off. Them dollar signs are backwards.
Oh, Jonathan says it's just the camera is flipped.
All right.
All right. We'll have to trust you, Jonathan. I would hope that, I would have clearly messed it up and got it tattooed on me backwards. I'm like, that's right.
You know what I mean? It looks as if it's stencil's not being flipped over type thing.
Well, the tattoo is probably about that. You know what? Yeah, $300, man. I think it's about right.
Yeah, you probably paid about right money for it, to be fair.
Yeah, not bad.
Just if they'd just put a little bit more detail in the money bags, then it'd just been that little bit better.
I will say though, I do give them credit though. These lines are decently length, you know what I mean, and they're pretty smooth. And it's funny. It's funny how your brain slowly comes around to making decisions. They were so rash right off the bat, like
snap decisions are
right. You're like, nah, not $300. And you start looking at it like, it's done all right. Just money bags, huh?
Yeah, but you look how it's put on the hands and the knuckles and the bones. He's got the highlights around the knuckles and that.
Nice detail.
Like I said, it's just them money bags that just seem to lack the same detail as the skeletal bones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But okay. Yep.
Cool though.
Fair price all around, actually. So and not bad. It's not a bad tattoo at all. All right. It's funny how we got there. Gotta like hash it out, make a decisions here. What's going on?
Even had to tell Dave his dollar signs are wrong way around.
That's right. That's what dollar signs look like. Just tattooed one the other day. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Now, luckily I haven't tattooed any dollar signs. Yeah, funny. All right. What do we got here? James Sanchez. Chucks are a cover-up. You got Chucks in here? Like Chuck Taylors? Oh, let me see. Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Well, it didn't cover it up. I do like parts of those chucks. I've been wanting to do a pair of chucks. I got them stenciled, designed on my tablet. I want to do a pair of chucks kind of similar to this, but a little bit different. The dove looks kind of cool.
Dove's quite nice. I quite
Yeah,
like this. It's quite smooth.
it's not bad. It's not bad at all. The chucks, you know, I don't. Again, that's in my opinion, a poor choice to do a cover up. There's too much openness in a pair of Chuck Taylors to cover something up with. But this looks cool. This looks cool. Which way do I gotta go? Ah, okay. Let's go this way then. All right. I like these hands. The hands look nice. The little drop shadow is pretty cool. And the Roman numerals aren't too bad. Just the skull is a little hard to read, probably from the eyeballs down, in my opinion. All right. Oh, weird. It's same name. Okay, I was reading the chat. It didn't make sense. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, I've got lion. Not too bad. Yeah,
This is better.
It's not bad at all. You know, different people do them differently and whatnot, but I think it looks all right.
Yep, got some different varying depths.
Yeah,
through the fur. Fur's an absolute nightmare to get and do
very
and get
tedious.
it to look. It can run away with you, and it's like packing black. It gets boring really quick.
It does. You gotta stay the course. Stay the course. Nice and slow. In my opinion, fur is a very tedious thing. Yeah, and this is good enough, right? It fits the bill. Looks cool. I'm not the biggest fan of these like breakaways they always put in everything because I don't know where it's going. I don't want to stop. What it would look nice is to have maybe a drop shadow off of that break, maybe personally. But I guess it's primed and ready to flow into the next piece or down into another piece, but just as a tattoo. Not too bad. We looked at those. All right, we got some hand tattoos here.
I'm not a fan. Just for the simple, the font, the lining on the font, especially for it being on the hands, is too light.
Yeah.
The single line font work on the hands, it's not heavy enough. Hands take a beating. They just take a beating because they're working all day long, every day. They never stop. They've got a high turnover of skin.
Right.
And that, so you just want something a little bit. I'm not saying it's badly done. The font isn't badly done. The lines aren't badly done.
I'm with you, Andy. I also
think to be heavier.
Yeah, that's it. I also think overall, the drop shadows there, the single line lettering's not bad. It's just I feel like you could have done so much more with these hands and with this script. Like Andy said, I mean, it's going to take such a beating. Some of that lightness might kind of fade off, and then you just kind of left with a bit of a line there. But I mean, for what it is what it is. But definitely think it could have been so much more. Oh, here's the chucks. Aside from the cover up coming through, they look okay. I think it's a little bit dark, but again, it was supposed to be a cover up, and you covered up most of it. It's just where the openness is. The tongue doesn't really sell too good for me here. I don't know. I'm a Chuck fan, and I want to tattoo them, so I'm a little bit jealous. Definitely, if anybody out there is interested in getting a pair of Chuck Taylors tattooed on them, please hit me up. I'll do you right. That sounded bad, but whatever. Moving on. Oh, this is nice.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, I do. I really like how they got this nice, pretty well smooth-ish toned coming down off of the solid black into the baby. And the baby doesn't look bad either. I like it.
No, and I like how they've tucked to the baby. The B on the baby, it looks like it's tucked behind the 8 instead of running it over the top of it.
And the L same on the B. Yeah.
Yeah, they've done that. Cool. And it's a silly thing like the Y. The Y follows the upstroke on the right side of the Y, obviously follows, and they've cut away the 0 to follow it.
Yeah.
There's just a few little details that are nice, that are really nice, that make this nice piece.
Yep, I think overall, and they silhouetted a little S up here for 80s baby. Nice. Nice, not too bad. Oh, I haven't even gotten close to it, but I'm a sucker for these
like
little
Yep.
readable. I like this one. I do. This reads water to me. This reads obviously a sun. I like how you did the
Palm trees.
background. The palm trees, nice and very very flowy too. The lines are flowy. The shading was. I like it.
It's a nice piece.
Yep.
I'll just say it off bat. It's a nice piece. It works. It reads well. I like it. Just got a little bit of just off sun or sunset or whatever. Just that slightly darker, little bit into a bit of lighter. Nice delicate palm trees. Nice delicate line working through leaves in palm trees. I like this one. It reads well.
I do too. And hey, Smoke, I'm with you, man. Smoke says Chuck Taylor is my preferred choice of footwear. Walking the pooch. I agree, man. I agree. They're overpriced nowadays, but they are cool. I think you missed the mark on this one personally. A little bit hard to read, and again, we got these little thingies going on in there that are breaking it up for me. It's just a little unlegible because I don't know. I think it's a lack of texture and just kind of shades, kind of patchy throughout. And so, in my opinion, I think we want to take our time a little bit more, focus on the reference, because really, what do we do here? Solid black patch right here, solid black patch here, solid black, one tone here. You know, I don't know. I feel like there could have been a lot more done here. Also, personally, I feel like this could have rounded the arm more. It's very just right on top of the arm, you know, where if you could have made it just a little larger. So if another piece comes in, but that's just my choice. And another thing, guys, if I'm not saying you did this, but if you're getting your reference is a tattoo. So let's say you're going online, you're like, the person says, I want this tattoo. And it is a picture of a tattoo already on somebody's body, already has curve. You go and line it off of that and tattoo it. You're going to now have a weird, it's already going to be a tattoo that was supposed to be flat, already curved. Now, so it tends to make things smaller and oddly shaped. So not saying that's what happened here, but it could have been. All right, guys, give the stream a like. We're going for about 2 hours almost. We're going to go for another 30 minutes. We're going to cut this one off right around 2 hours. 30 minutes tops. So, like, obviously, I lied to everybody about being able to get through them all. I'm assuming more people sent some. Yeah, they did, obviously. Okay.
Because somewhere along the line, we'll just start to put up about the
yes,
the other picture again.
Yep, we'll do that right now. All right, guys. So, give the stream a like. Yada yada. You know that drill, right? Because we're trying to get to 100. I don't think we're gonna make it. It's okay. No big deal. It's just our stupid things we're doing. So. All right, guys. So you came here in the title. It said also tattoo challenge. So we are running a tattoo challenge. It's just in good fun, guys. It's just so that you guys have something different to practice. So in the description below, you're going to find a link. If you guys already heard this, you already heard this, but it's for people who may have just gotten here. There's a link in the description below. It will take you to a Google Drive folder, and it will be this image right here. So if you want to participate, this is the image we're going to be tattooing. So it's out there. You can download this image. You can stencil it. You can do it on fake skin, real skin, whatever you want to do. You can do it in black and gray. You can do it in color. You can make it watercolor, whatever. We are looking for lines. We'd like to see, the diamonds lined out, however you do it. Everything's in here for kind of a little bit of a purpose, right? It's a challenge. And do it however you want, again. So let's say you downloaded this, you saved it to your computer, you printed it, you lined it out, you stenciled it, you tattooed it, you took a picture of it. There's an email address, a specific email address to send it to. It is also in the description below underneath the link to the Google Drive. It's going to be tattoomesomething@gmail.com. If you download this image and tattoo it tonight, hypothetically, you can send it to that email tonight if you want to. You can send it tomorrow. And send it whenever you want. Next Sunday, this time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to open that email address up, and we're going to review any artwork that's in there that is this image. If you send your piece of work to that email address with this image, we are going to review it first. So if there's 2 there, we'll review them. If there's 100 there, we'll review them. Then after we're done with that, we'll jump back into our regular stuff. Because again, if you're watching this stream, we're only reviewing work that is sent in during this stream for however long we have. When we start, we run out of time, we end until next week or whenever we go live again. But if you want to be guaranteed that your work is reviewed, no matter when you send it in, you're going to want to get in on these tattoo challenges. We're going to run this one for 2 weeks. And 2 weeks from now, we're going to have another one that you guys can get in on. Again, fake skin, real skin, whatever you want to do, send it in. Just get a good photo of it, something crisp. Don't try to alter it too much or do anything crazy. Just kind of send it in. Let's take a look at it. And then at the end of next Sunday, you're going to comment below which one you thought was the best. And the next week, we'll just let that person know, hey, the audience chose you as the best one. And if you're not the best one, who cares? It's all in good fun. It's just something different. Gives you guys something to practice. Gives us something different to look at. And it opens your mind too. So you did yours in color. The next guy did theirs in black and gray. The next guy did theirs in watercolor. The next guy. And it's like, whoa, look at all these different things you could do. You know, it's going to help get, you know, my brain fired up for different things, Andy and all of us. So I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't glitch out during this period of information. Did I glitch out at all, Andy? Wow.
No.
Okay.
What I will say as well, what we have to say, when they do these, they don't have to be huge. You don't have to use.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Can be just, you know, size of your hand type thing. It's not as if it's got to be on a right big massive piece of fake skin, and somebody has to tell you, oh, can I do it on myself? Can I do it on? If you want to do it on real skin and you've got a willing client, crack on, off you go. Do it on, do it on human skin.
Absolutely.
Photograph it, send it in.
Yep. That's it. That's exactly it. So, guys, if you want to get in on that, again, link in the description. Again, it's going to take you to a Google Drive, blah, blah, blah. If you have any questions, you can always rewatch this video. Scroll to the part where you see the stitch popped up. Listen to the information. Do the thing. But, again, guarantees people the opportunity to get their work critiqued if they're not here for the live stream. All right. With that out of the way, somebody keeps asking, what is the correct email? The correct email to send your work in? Well, we're probably not going to be able to get to your work today. We already have a lot of work in right now, and we are got about 30 minutes left and probably about 20 emails. But I will tell you the email that you want to send it to when we're live. Send your work to artmesomething@gmail.com. That's if you want to get your work reviewed while we're live. First come, first serve, though. So again, if you were here early, got your work sent in, we're probably going to get to it. If not, if it come in kind of late, then you might miss out on it. But anyhow, hopefully that makes sense. That's the email address, but we're probably not going to be able to get too many more pieces. So anyhow, all right. Here we go. Next one up. If you guys got questions, throw them in the chat between me, Andy, and people in the chat. Should be able to help you out. All right. Hey, guys, I've been tattooing about 10 months part-time since I got my apprenticeship. Would love some help with the couple of bigger tattoos I've attempted. Thank you for helping everyone out. And this is from Jason. I think we may have looked at some of Jason's work. Maybe not. I quite like this, Andy, for the most part.
It's nice, bright, it's colourful. The saturation looks to be good. Maybe just a little bit on the blue at the top. But it's giving off a very, very traditional feel vibe to this. And if that's what he was going for, what I would say, maybe could have got away with a slightly bolder outline.
That's it. Exactly. Yep.
But it's looking good, nice and vibrant, looks to be in there. There again, playing to the strengths, there's not a great deal of, shall we say, straight lines in it. Managed to get them
smart move.
Smart move. But
yep.
Cool little piece.
Yep.
Cool
little
piece.
breaks in the knives and stuff. Help out. Let you pull that needle out and reset. Oh. Yeah, this is cool. I think a few things this does for you. This is real skin, REEL skin, I do believe. And with this, you like the stencil is probably a little bit more complex, which is fun because that gives you the ability to practice reading your stencil, making the stencil, tattooing it you got different tones in here. You got a lot of texture, I would say, you know, details. I quite like it, Andy.
Yep.
Nice job. All right, and what do you think about this one? It's not bad.
That's on skin, isn't it?
It is.
And I don't know whether it's the camera, because there seems to be a lot of light on the face of it, as if somebody's got a flashlight on it.
It could be. Maybe the contrast was up just a little higher than it needed to be.
Yeah, it's making it look a bit pasty. But the shell, the underbelly of this, I don't know if it's my computer screen. I don't know if it's underneath of the belly. Looks muddy.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe too many tones mixed in there or something, or maybe
whether they've gone in and put that like yellowy colour in first and then done the blow and dragged the colour over it. I don't know.
Right. Very plausible.
But it just looks a bit muddy, but not a bad little piece.
No, overall not bad, but it's always good to give a little. You get other people's thoughts and opinions, good, bad, or ugly. I'm just looking at it from here. I really like this piece. I really like this piece. I like how it's done. You know what I mean? Even if the white around the outside fades out and isn't there anymore, I still quite like it. The shading's cool. The little bit lines in there. Yeah, this is something I would wear.
Design's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's got some black in there, and yeah, it's a nice piece. Is this? I'm really digging the piece myself.
Oh, and I think that this is Jason's work. Oh, Jason said it's a blast over. I think he's talking about this one. He says it's a blast. Where'd it go? I just clicked on his.
What
thing.
Under the yellow?
It's a blast over. There's black tattoo under it. Under the yellow? Well, that might heal out, and you might really see that tattoo when it's over, though. But
yeah, once it settles into the skin properly, I think you might see that pop back through.
Yeah, if there's a black tattoo underneath that yellow will cover it for today. But who knows? You know, it's again, you just depends. But it looks cool for now, and that does explain why it's a bit muddy there. But yeah, this one's cool. I think overall you're doing good, man. I mean, there's nothing here this is nice. This is cool. Obviously, this is looking nice, especially knowing what we know now. And I'm digging this one quite a bit.
Sensible tattoos, you know. They're not sensible. Sized.
Yeah, and you can look. He's not like he didn't spend some time. This is one piece of fake skin he sent in. But, you know, it's nice looking. So, yeah. All right, so we got Nikita up. All right, Nikita, we got no information on how long you've been tattooing, what's going on. So we'll just, you know, have a look, see. Let's see. Yeah, okay. This isn't bad. I mean, it's a small piece. I mean, this is only about to be like maybe so big. And it looks good from here where it would probably be viewed from, even if you got maybe to here, it's still, in my opinion, looks good. Oh, this is cool. I haven't gotten close to it yet. I like
this is a cool concept.
Yeah, I like this. I like the idea behind it. It's something different. You've got a little bit of a story sort of being told here. And it's not crazy detail, but there's enough in it to really sell it. And I think when it heals out and everything, it's going to be cool. People are going to see it from across the room. Yeah, nice job. Nice job. What do we got here? A little candle, some smoke. I like your smoke here. It's very cool, kind of fun and whimsical. And you got a lot of motion still in one little spot. I'm not the biggest fan of the star, but I like how you have the candle like inside the star there, and it kind of has this dimensional look. So, yeah, nice use of negative space there. Nice job. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, I like the shading around the outside, shading inside. Even most of these lines look pretty good. Yeah, I imagine the person would be happy with this. I guess for me, we're really close. I just wish maybe and you kind of did it. If you look here, we do have a little bit of like some solid black up in there, but maybe just just really punched in just a few spots because we have a lot of darks. But if we had that solid black, like right down in here, just go for it, boom. In some of these spots, it would add that little extra depth, which could have taken it to another level. But overall, I think it looks solid, man. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, okay. This is kind of cool, too. A little bit more, might be a little bit more rushed than the other ones, huh?
Yeah, I think this one particularly may heal out very light.
Yeah.
There's not so much dark, and it seems to be a lot of lighter tones in. Like question, this may heal out on a lighter side rather than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll be totally balanced. I think there again, it could be just how the lights on the camera, but it does look light. Looks all to be quite light in the skin to start with.
Yeah, I agree. But overall, man.
Overall, they're all good. They're good tattoos.
Nice
and
job.
obviously, they're developing their own like style.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. All right, guys. 15 more minutes. We got about 15 more minutes, guys. So thanks for hanging in there. If you're still watching, get the stream a like. I appreciate you guys hanging around, being here, chilling with us. Much appreciated. I know there's a lot of stuff you guys could be doing on this Sunday evening, but I appreciate you choosing to spend it here. And yeah. So here we go. Hey, Dave, these are the first 2 tattoos I've done on close family members. I'm a correctional officer in St. John's, Newfoundland in Canada. After 10 years, I've been put off work due to being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Feel you. I've always loved tattooing, and it's been a huge part of my life. I just want to be able to give back to an amazing community of people. Can't wait to hear from you. Cheers. All right, man. I hope we can help you out at least a little bit, man. All right, I'm just going to run across these pieces real quick. All right, we got 2 here. Okay. Well, I don't know, man. I think there's definitely some stuff that needs some work. Yeah, if we just stop and we take a look at the black, it's not saturated all the way. It might feel like it is, might seem like it is, but there's quite a few openings. And the black itself needs to be, you got to slow down a little bit. Take your time. Nice small circles. You're going to notice when that black is solidly saturated and when it's kind of like just dark. And then you're also going to be able to notice when it's open. So it's open here. It's open here. It's open in a few spots where that black could really be a lot more saturated. When it comes to your shading, it's all pretty much one-noted. So it just kind of, you could have left it wide open. Just open skin, in my opinion, it would have probably read a little bit better. Because right now we have, again, it just appears that it's all one shade. And then the lining around the outside. This doesn't look too bad right here. Maybe up around through here. But here we start to get some, a bit of a blowout. Over here, it's a little bit different. We come around. So I just think this could have been refined a bit more before it was put on skin. And then someone's telling me the smoke is saying the thumbnail is on the wrong side of the thumb.
No, if you look at the rest of it, I thought that to start with.
It's just
if you look at the rest of it, if you look at this little finger as well, what he's done is run a black round around the areas where he's wanting to shade. If you look at it,
okay,
can you see? And yes, smoke. It does look like a thumbnail, and I thought it was on the wrong side. But is that anywhere where it's shaded? He's actually run a black line round it.
Okay.
You're
right. Yeah,
I think that's where you know, getting confused. But yes, it does look like a thumbnail's on the wrong side of the thumb. But I think the idea was that it was marking out where it was going to shade or sectioning out, and it's just not worked out.
Yeah, it's. I just think I don't know if you've been spending any time practicing on fake skin or not, but I would definitely encourage it because I think sometimes you're just gonna might have to take a step backwards, man, because I don't know that you really want to continue tattooing people. Not that this is like some sort of horrendous off the wall piece, but it's just not that good. and you gotta don't take it like too personal or whatnot. It could have been a lot better, right? Practice on that fake skin. Get comfortable packing the black. Get comfortable running those lines, the depths, the hand movement, the consistency. Practice shading, right? Because you're going to run into the exact same problems right here. Also, you chose a tattoo that has just long lines throughout it, and it shows, right? All our eyes are drawn to are the lines, and we see them. Boom, wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Gone over a couple times. What I do actually like, and it definitely has a reddish black sort of like depth to this red and black, which looks kind of cool. But if you really get up on it, you can see all the whip marks, right? They're not really consistent. It's not a consistent smooth black into red. It's it kind of works for actually from a distance, but you get up close on it, you start to see all these little details. And then the gray inside is not really consistent or smooth, kind of patchy.
You could get back over most of them lines. Get a 14 round shader. Take it with this. Get a 14 round shader or something. You know what I mean? 11 round. Smash over these lines and pull them, and it'd still work and it'd still look okay. But it's like you said, long lines like that, they're going to show every fault on anybody's work. Not just this man's work, but anybody's work. Long lines, long straight, continuous lines, parallel lines that will show a blip in anybody's work. But, you've definitely put yourself on show by picking a tattoo like this. But like Dave says, just pull it back and get on some skin. Get on some false skin. Sometimes people just, they don't, you know what I mean? You don't know. Anytime you do a piece, you feel really good about it. You're like, oh, I really like this. So, sometimes you got to take a leap and send it to, some people who, what they do every day, whether we're, not world famous or nothing, but you know what I mean? It's what we do every day. So we can look at it and say, hey, this is what, our eyes are drawn to because we stare at tattoos all the time. And so now that's all it really comes down to is now what, somebody else's opinion other than you and your friends, I remember I used to ask my wife, oh, it looks great. Looking back, I'm like, she lied to me. But she was also, my wife, and she was now she's more honest. Dang it. Night Crow 85. All right, what I will do is I'm going to drop this down for just a moment, guys. I do apologize. Night Crow. All right, I'm going to do this real quick just because. All right. Dozen Fingers has been trying to send their work in since the very beginning. I've noticed you're in the chat constantly. Hey, I'm trying to send it. Just kept getting kicked back. So we're going to take a look at it, and then I'm going to jump back to where I was. Normally I wouldn't do that, but because you've had failures over and over trying to get it in, we'll take a look. All right. So we're going to move kind of quick here, though. All right. Yeah, not bad. I can definitely tell you're using maybe a thicker liner because we can see kind of like the line strokes throughout. Kind of like a single pass piece. I think there's some varying sizes. The Q is smaller than the U, than the W. It may actually look like they've lined this with a shader.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can kind of see the stroke mark, which, I mean, it's a smart move to use a round shader to get a thicker line. So it's like a one go.
To get this thick, this heavy. Yeah.
Right. Uh-huh. Definitely. Well, I will. Sometimes you got to take a minute to kind of look things over. You know what, Andy, I will say about this piece is the lining doesn't look too bad. It's in the skin, and these, for the most part, minus this tongue. Well, every time I say something, I start to see other things, but the lining's okay. But the packing of this red in here is very, just not saturated.
Yeah, that lining on that tongue's
you can.
You got mist. Where it starts and stops, left hand corner. You starts and stops, bros. They're just, what I mean. You're not picking your lines back up, which takes practice. I mean, again, you're doing this whether it's to your skin, somebody else's skin. But yeah, it's not the best.
No, And then even this is another case of where you gotta saturate that black. See all this opening up through here? It's a lack of saturation in your blacks, right? It's a slow, steady process. I do kind of like this gray you have going on here, and it's fading out. That's kind of nice. Obviously, this piece is unfinished. I would definitely get in there and find a way to smooth out this tongue. You know, whether you modify the background to be kind of darker around there so you can kind of drop it out, whatever you got to do. But the tongue is going to be what's hurting you there. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're going to be on skin, I mean, this is a smart-ish move because it's all black. You can smooth it out. But that's also why I'm going to tell you, you know, you could have smoothed some of this stuff out. And if it's just black, you got to get it everywhere. See, this is openings throughout all of this, right? Some spots you've saturated pretty decently, but other spots we need solid black throughout.
Yeah.
The lining is like not really there because it's just black. So you were able to get away with like not having a solid line in some spots, but it shows. Yeah. All right. We got a lot here, so I want to move kind of quickly. Oof.
Yeah, same again with lining.
Yeah.
That front at TARDIS there, you can see, mate, you're pulling the lines, you've stopped, you've gone for a pickup on your line, you've missed it. So you've ended up with one there, and your next one's sort of like they're off to each other.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, and that's come down to practicing that, picking up a line, going back in. It's like a landing for me. I start it kind of light and then hit up to where I stopped and take off. You just find ways to do it, but that's part of practicing. It's part of practicing, and skin is necessarily the best thing to practice on. We're running into the same thing here. I mean, we a little bit better because we're using a bit of a thicker line, but the red being not saturated.
Yeah, it's
a little rough, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not. Ooh. You see, this is not much better either. Out of all the pieces I've seen, the very first piece that you showed, where it was small, and then that's the best piece I've seen to start with.
I gotta jump on. I gotta mute myself for a minute, and I'm gonna let you talk about it for just a minute. I got my wife's calling.
Yeah, I mean it's although smart move. It's a solid black piece. Easy to hide your line work if you go wrong. This is probably on my screen looks packed in. I don't know what you've got going in the face. I don't know whether that's just beat up or you've tried putting white in it. May have tried putting some white in there. But like I said, the black, what I will say though, the black is packed in better in this one. And you seem to have got it up to your lines. Looking at your lines going around the edge, they don't seem to be as wobbly as some of your other pieces. Whether you've done it as a one pass or you've done it and you thought it's a bit wobbly, and then as you've filled it in, you've sculpted them lines back in. But it has definitely worked better for you as this piece than your previous pieces.
Thanks, Andy.
No problem. This is a lot better.
Sorry.
Piece.
The black is way more saturated, huh?
Yeah.
The lining, it's better. Definitely better, huh?
Yep.
Oh, here we get a little bit better, huh? I mean, I think these lines are intentionally wobbly because of the design.
Waxing better.
Yeah.
Waxing better again.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one, we got some blowouts here and there.
Yeah.
What would you? I would say just you got a lot of experience here in a short, working with some skin. Enjoy the process of messing with some fake skin. Take some pressure off yourself. Get a little more comfortable. There's definite improvements here overall, so that's good though. Okay, let me go ahead and go back to where we were. Okay, we're back to this one. All right, guys, we got literally. I guess we'll go for 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we got about 5 more minutes. We'll take a look at 3 more pieces of work, and then we're gonna have to jump off here, guys. And again, thank you all for being here. Give the stream a like. Make sure you got your notifications turned on so you get notified when we go live. I'm looking forward to next week checking out your guys' some of the stitches if you guys do them. Hopefully we at least
Yeah.
get 2 or 3. That would be fun. All right.
Somebody earlier.
Oh, go ahead.
Don't know whether they're still in the chat. Somebody asked me earlier on that I can't remember who it was that couldn't get it off your drive, and yes. I said I'd email it to them. I've emailed it to you, so I don't know whether you've got it. I did put on, let me know if you've got it, but I have emailed it to you.
Right on. And big thanks to Andy for helping us out here. You know, it's there's a lot of people always asking for stuff, and we definitely trying to accommodate. Here are some tats that I have done. I've been tattooing. Actually, hold on a second. Let me change this for a little while. Let's put Andy's. There you go, guys. Here's Andy. Go follow him. All right, Andy IG LS Inc. We're gonna leave that one up for a little while. Oops, where's the chat? There it is. Okay, come on, chat. I gotta fix this. All right, here are some tats that I have done. I have been tattooing for 2 years. 2 years. All right, let's start with this one. All right, you know, it's not bad.
No, it's looks quite even. It's the red's not in,
and the black is also not all that saturated. It's not all that bad. It's just I can still see a good bit of purple, sort of almost still behind it. And like you said, the red, it's not. Red can be a tricky one too because you get the redding of the skin. Sometimes you really think it's in there, but it's slow and steady process. You know, overall, not too bad. A little bit of a connection issue here, but overall, you're not going to notice that from like right here.
Yeah, a couple of little places.
All right, somebody is a big fan of Robbie. Let's take a look here.
That lime round. Now this has got this is already covered. Bit look of it with a second skin.
Yeah.
Now whether it started to blur out already, bleed out, but that line round that love art looks way OTT. Whether it's a design of it being like that, I don't know, but it looks too much for that small love art for me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I'm glad that you said that in the beginning too, because I was thinking it too. Is that once you put that second skin on, sometimes the plasma comes out, pushes some black, and it gets splotchy
straight away.
So yeah, so it could just be that it's splotchy, but if it's not, this B is pretty unequal from this B.
Yeah,
and being that there's only a couple letters, and it is curving, but I kind of feel like the curve is tricky. You're probably trying to put a curved image on a curved part. So it can get a little bit wonky here and there. So it's hard to say from this one, but at least the black does look like it's saturated. The red looks more saturated as well. It just it does look a little splotchy, and we won't know. It's hard to tell whether it's the
Yeah, oh, it's on. It says it got splotchy straight away. Okay. Yeah, that's the downside sometimes to second skin, especially if you work in heavy blacks or heavy colours in.
Right.
It does seem to draw plasma and everything out at skin virtually straight away.
Definitely best to take your photos beforehand.
Yeah, I usually like to give them a piece of tissue and let them get dried off and let it block, dab it for 5 minutes before I cover it up. Then I'll give them 5 minutes and then cover it up.
Absolutely.
Just to help.
Yeah, and then I like to use Bactine. I will a lot of times, especially if a session's 6 hours plus, I will just saturate that thing in Bactine and put a couple of towels over it, saturate those, let them sit over the tattoo for 10 minutes or so, calms the redding down, kind of takes the edge off for them a little while, then wipe it off, clean it off, let it dry out real nice and dry before you put that second skin on there. All right, Gavin, let's take a look. We are coming up on being out of time here. Hi, bud. Sent some of my work into you before. Had good feedback and took
in all your advice.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank God Andy can read. Here is what I've been up to lately.
Let's have a look.
Oh, wait. Isn't this?
Have we seen this one?
Wait, this is a better version of the one we just looked at.
Yeah, this is a better version. This is a better picture.
Yeah, it's the same exact location. This has got to be the same one. How did he take our advice in like 25 seconds? Interesting. Clearly that I'm lost. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is him.
We've seen this one.
All right. Yeah, I think we. Oh, this is
There's a
new.
different one. That's nice.
This is cool. I like the little flower in there as
Yeah.
well. I like this. It's not like a whole bunch of like texture and stuff, but it's smooth. Everything's nice and smooth and gradiated, and I like it. I really do. Nice job, Gavin. We were gonna look at the rest, but we've already seen the other ones from earlier. In case somebody was wondering, let's see what we got here. First time ever using a machine. After advice, thanks. All right. Well, this is your first time ever using a machine, so we're not obviously going to beat you up. We will right off the bat. This is the skin that Andy tested out one more time just to make sure that we weren't lying to you guys when we said it was crap. And what do you think, Andy?
It's crap. The skin's crap. Don't waste your money on it. Honestly, don't waste your money. You're not going to progress your tattooing career, and you're not going to do your tattooing career any good trying to learn to tattoo on this stuff because it sucks. I just can't. I can't tattoo on it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Even on the thicker, like I said to you, the thicker 3mm fake stuff, I can't tattoo on it. Like I say, it's just like trying to tattoo a car tire. It's just bouncing off it and bouncing off it all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't get saturation. And what happens is you end up having to run your machines at massive voltages. You know what I mean?
Right.
That you wouldn't even run on skin.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets you into false securities. It takes you in the wrong direction. So what I'm saying to you is just, I understand you've got to start somewhere and everything, but this is going to do you no favours. I've tried too early this week, and I told you, Dave.
Yep.
Forget it. I give up. I'll stick my hands up. I give up. I haven't got the time and the patience, because what took me 3 hours to do on this, on a rose probably this big, to try and get it smooth and everything, I could have done nearly somebody's forearm on real skin. You know what I mean?
Dang.
So it's like just bring your head against a brick wall.
I'm going to try. I keep forgetting, so little increments here. I'm going to try to get with the brand Real Skin and see if we can't get like just some sort of a discount code. Can we get a 10% off I can share with people? I will try to see if we can, because we're promoting the heck out of them, because it's a better product. I mean, compared, there's True Skin, there's Pound of Flesh, but I'll see if I can hit up some of these people and see if I can get you guys some sort of a discount code, since I'm sitting here telling you guys, hey, go buy this stuff. And it's like, well, it's not cheap. Okay, let's see if I can help you out in any way, shape, or form. And yet the Amazon stuff is not good. And it used to be a little bit better. The thicker stuff used to be better. I ordered it for a video I was doing a while back, and it was like rubber now, like a hard, dense. I didn't like it. So, yeah, don't buy your stuff off. Don't buy your fake skin off Amazon. True Skin is sold on Amazon, and I thought that was pretty sweet. I really liked that stuff. I have a video on True Skin, so I don't know if they're sold anywhere else, but they do sell True Skin on Amazon, and I thought that was pretty decent. But other than that, crap. When it comes to this, look at this. You're trying to clean this off. You're trying to wash this thing clean, and you can't even get it clean, which makes it hard for us to know where your shading is. But just looking at the lines, I wouldn't start with the face, right? So in tattooing, there's like some fundamentals. We want to learn how to line. We want to learn how to pack black. We want to learn how to get shade. So get smooth gradations, or just make black, go from nothing and blend it out. So if you're just getting in, this is the first things you've done, maybe like this one you have over here, it's just lines. Maybe just line this out to get some practice at lining, right? Because this is hard to judge you off of, right? And then you're also trying to put color in as well, but you're using a inferior product, making everything just so very hard. So
yeah, you're not going to do it. It's
not with this stuff.
No, you're just not going to do it, unfortunately. Do yourself a favor, and instead of getting all these, I understand why it's cheap, David. People go, oh, don't start practicing. I don't want to invest a load of money in,
sure,
you know, everything. And it's cheap, but it's cheap for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's crap.
I don't even give this stuff away. I have some, and I tattoo subscribers every once in a while. I tattoo people who are learning, whatnot. and I give away so much stuff. But I won't even give this stuff away because I don't even want them touching it. Don't even mess with it. Don't even think that's a plot. I don't even waste your time and effort with it. So get yourselves a little bit better. I guess this stuff is cool if you literally just want to just run your machine or something. But I don't know. I don't know.
But if he's going to use it and he's struggling to clean it, like I say, use some baby oil on a towel on your kitchen roll, and that'll, like I said, get it on and then get a clean piece and wipe it off. It will clean it off, guaranteed.
Absolutely. All right, one more piece, guys. One more email, and then we're gonna jump off of here. But give the stream a like, guys. Make sure your notifications are turned on. I keep telling you about that. All right. Hey, Dave, this is from Tyler. I don't have any recent work to show you today. Okay. But I have some work I've done in the past. I sent fresh and healed pictures. Well, that could be fun. All right. This is probably a bit more fresh. Yeah, this is true. We did see this one. It's all right. It definitely, there's some textures. There's some things going on. It was very, I don't know. It's okay. I'm not a big fan of it.
No, I mean, the shading on it is more cell type shading. It could have been a bit smoother in places. The transitions from darks to lights could have been a bit smoother.
For sure.
And I think the actual shape of the head, shall I say, is looking pretty good. It's just the transitions from the tones that make it look funky for me. It goes from a dark to a very light without being blended out, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. Yeah. I think let's see. Okay, and then you see it healed, you lose all. So you got a light tone, a black, and maybe a little bit of like a mid tone. I don't know. It's, as you can see, healed now. It's just not there, you know.
No, I mean,
you can see it over here.
Healed out. It's healed out lighter, which is a good thing. But it's still pretty much true to how it was originally put in.
Right.
If you look at, but just a lighter version.
Right.
There's nothing smoothed out miraculously in it.
No.
It's just healed lighter, his shades.
I would go back in it again with like a bit more, take a photo of this. If you had a tablet, if you had Procreate, I'm just talking from my own brain. So if you don't have these things, there's other ways of doing it. I would take a photo of this in Procreate and I'd go in and I'd shade it again, work with what I have as if I was doing a rework of a piece and just rework it on paper, on a tab, whatever you can do. And then that way you really know where you want to put your shades at, and then go in it again. And if you can, man, go in it again, take your time, plan it out, go in it again, and then send us something, if you can. And so we can see the full progression from like, I did this, it healed, and then I went in it again. And that'd be cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, we saw that one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we've seen that one.
You've seen that one? Oh, here's it healed.
Oh, it's healed. Yeah, it's healed a lot lighter than that one.
Yep.
Really light. Go back. Yeah, it's healed very, very light. This is one thing you're going to have to watch. What should be taken away from this is remembering what tones you've used where and how light they've healed. And then look at it and think, well, actually, it's just healed a little bit light for my liking. So, bump it up one tone. Yes, it'll look.
Because the redding comes through sometimes, and it gives you a feel that something is darker than it is at times when you get this bit of like redding back here, and it's like, oh, it's getting darker. But really, no, you have to be able to see through the redding. So walk away from it, let it calm down or whatnot. Let's check these eyes. Let's see how that healed out. Okay. All right. But yeah, it's a bit light. And Anonymous says Procreate. I need to check into that. You don't have to use it, but that requires and literally requires an Apple tablet.
But like we've said, I don't use Apple. I don't like Apple, and I don't use Thing. I have a Windows tablet, and you can also use this on an Android tablet. And I have Autodesk Sketchbook Pro. Works perfect. I've spoke to you before. I also use a laptop, but I'm really heavy on Photoshop.
Yeah.
Love using Photoshop. But if I'm drawing and I'm drawing with a pen and I'm using the tablet, I use I've got a Windows Surface Pro and I use Autodesk Sketchbook. No problem.
Yeah. Yep. So that is the problem with Procreate. It is, I guess, somehow proprietary to iOS. And I don't understand why. It's like a $15 app. I wish it was like more readily available, because they're kind of they're kind of screwing themselves over by just pandering to Apple, I suppose, which has changed everything I do now, because now I have used freaking Apple for crap where I didn't in the past, but nonetheless. Anyhow, guys, that's it. We ran out of time. We were 2 hours and 35 minutes into it. We actually went 5 minutes over, but it's no big deal, guys. It's no big deal. If we didn't get to your work, sorry. We go as long as we can. And today is 2.5 hours. Should we go over it one last time in case anybody showed up, Andy?
Yeah, let's have one last before everybody goes. 51 watching now.
Okay.
Anybody want to smash a like on video before we go, please do so.
Perfect words, Andy. All right, guys. So here we go. This is the piece. So if you want to get in, I'll say it one more time. If you want to get in on the tattoo challenge, this is what it is. A lot of people want to know, well, what to practice, what to do, yada, yada. At least I remember when I was practicing, I'm like, I don't even know what to practice. I don't know what to draw. I don't know what to whatever. Well, here you go. It's a little stitch, and he's got some diamonds around him. So it's going to push you a little bit, right? You're going to have to line some diamonds. Now, you can do this any way you want it. You can do it in black and gray. You can do it in color. You can do whatever your heart's desire. Just don't change it, right? Don't do away with the diamonds. Don't, you know what I mean? Do it the way it is. Any style you want. Yes. And in the link in the description will take you to my Google Drive. And in that Google Drive will be 2 documents. We have this image in a JPEG and we have this image in a PDF. So download it, do whatever you want with it, stencil it. You can tattoo it on fake skin, you can tattoo it on real skin. Heck, you can tattoo it on fruit if you want. It doesn't matter. Take a picture of it. Take the best picture you can, do the best job you can, and then send it to the email in the description below the link. That email below the link should say tattoomesomething@gmail.com. Now, when we do these live streams, you have to send the work in while we're live on air for us to view it. For this tattoo challenge, you can send it to that email address anytime you want. If you finish it tonight and you want to send it there tonight, you can. Finish it tomorrow, you can. You finish it on next Saturday, you can. Whenever. But next Sunday, we're going to open up that email address, tattoomesomething@gmail.com, and we're going to review all the stitches that are in there, all the stitch designs like this that are in there. Yep. If there's 1, we'll do 1. If there's 10, we'll do 10. So you're guaranteed to have your work critiqued on the channel if you do these tattoo challenges. So anyhow, that's that. Once we're done reviewing the stitches, we'll jump back over to the artmesomething@gmail.com, and we'll start scrolling right through like we normally would. And in 2 weeks, we're going to do another design. So next week, we're going to take a look at them, whether it's 1 to 10 to 100, doesn't matter. And then you guys, after that video is done, in the comments below, will let us know which one was your favorite. So next week, we'll let you guys know who did the best for the week. And there is no awards. There's no trophies. You just get to know you are the winner for the week. All right. And it's going to be cool to see how everybody else does these designs.
Approaches it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I think it's a nice twist.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun. Like I said, if you want to guarantee a critique, there you go. It's do this. And like Dave says, any style, any format, as long as you don't change out what's there in front of you. If you want to add little bits to it, you can. But you can't take anything away from it.
Unless you want to fix his foot. You can fix his foot.
Which we've just realised we can fix his foot. We'll let you do that one.
Or you can leave it. It doesn't matter.
But like I say, whether it's full colour, colour shaded, whip shaded, black and grey. Oh my God, if you want to try doing him in full bloody realism, you can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to do him in half black and grey, half colour, your imagination can run wild. But as long as they're there and all them things incorporated, you are guaranteed to get a critique.
That's right. That's right. So if nothing else, guys, tune in next week. Make sure your notifications are turned on, because you, along with us, will get to see what people did. You know what? And if only one sent in, well, guess what? Whether it's good or bad, you're the winner. So hopefully there's two, at least two. So, we have a head-to-head challenge, right? Thanks, Smoke. Thank you so much, Smoke, for being in the chat consistently.
Yep,
Keeping it alive, having fun, man. Yeah, all you guys, Danik, Smoke, Brian, geez, man, so many guys who
so
anonymous
people being in tonight.
Yeah, it's fun to see you guys talking. I saw a lot of exchange of Instagrams and Facebooks there, and that's what I think that's what it's all about, guys. Go follow Andy right here on Instagram, LS Inc. 2019, Facebook, LS Inc. Tattoos. Show him some love. He comes every Sunday. It's late in the UK right now. I don't even know. Was it like 1 or 2 in the morning right now?
1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah. So hopefully that explains it, guys. Again, if you want to follow my work, it's right here, daveinks.88 on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's Death Punch Inc. And you got it. Oh, let's move Stitch out of the way. Not that I like to be big faced here on the camera, but I know it's weird when it's like, oh God, there we are. If you got any last words before we depart for the day.
Like I say, I think all's cool. Like I say, plenty of people in chat tonight. See people exchanging information and Instagrams and everything with each other, which is nice. Hope people take this challenge up. Like I say, guaranteed. You're guaranteed a critique.
Right,
That's the least we can do. And sometimes stuff like this, it'll throw people out of the comfort zone because they wouldn't have thought to do anything like this. And when we're all learning, I think one of the other weeks you with Neil and Ed David were like, we all seem to stick to stuff that we enjoy doing and like doing.
True. Yeah.
Now, when somebody else, and exactly when you take an apprenticeship on or you're getting mentored, your mentor will be like, well, no, I want you to draw this. You need to tattoo this. I want this. It's taken away from you.
Absolutely.
You get thrown into the deep end, which then starts making you think, and then it'll bring your work on a lot quicker. But as for the artistic license after that, it's down to them then, Dave.
Yeah, it's true. And that's why I think this is going to be fun. There's a fun challenge because, like you just said, a lot of times I know what I like to do. And if I was just practicing, I would just be doing what I like to do, practicing. Where here, it's you get thrown a curveball. This might not be exactly what you like to do, but maybe do it in your style. That way, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want this stitch, however you want to do it. You know what I mean? It's kind of a loose way to push yourself into another direction. So, absolutely, man.
If people are enjoying doing it and people are enjoying doing that, don't mind creating stencils. I must have 1.5 million that I'll take them from something that's fairly simple to that it's going to do nothing but put your bare bones work out on there that are absolutely mind-bending that I've given to my apprentices to do. And they've absolutely, they've done it because they've had to do it. But they can progressively get harder and harder and harder, but pull your work along faster and faster and faster.
Absolutely. I mean, in a couple months, maybe we'll throw like a rudimentary face up there, and it's like, well, I don't do faces at all. But maybe you want to give it a try. Maybe you screw the pooch on it. You know what I mean? We know we're putting something different. Where you might do faces all the time, and here's this stitch, and you're like, what the hell do I do with this? It's going to be here and there. I just think it's a fun, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. But
it's all right.
Until next week, guys. Appreciate you guys. Does Andy have a YouTube channel? Somebody asks.
No.
Okay, Andy
does not. Something I will say to you, Dave. I've had a lot of people asking. It's something I have looked into. But it will not happen until later on this year. I've got a few things that I need to get out of the way, and I've got to sort where we're just on. I'll be honest with you, we're just on sorting an area out in the house that, shall we say, doesn't really get used that can be used.
Oh, that's going to be awesome, man.
So we will just see. But at this minute in time, I do not have time, and it's not fair to everybody out there. I don't have the time with commitments and everything to consistently put stuff out until later on in the year, maybe around winterish time.
Heck yeah. Well, I think we got a lot of support here. We'll get your channel moving a little bit right off the bat.
Fingers crossed.
It'll be fun too. I think it'll be fun. It'll be cool.
Yep. I can get you up at silly o'clock then, Dave. You know what I mean?
What's that?
For you can be on at daft o'clock your time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It'll be like 6 p.m. there, and it'll be like noon here. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be
fun. As long as I don't do a 9 o'clock in the morning over here, then it's like 4 in the morning for you.
hey, I'll return the favor. Absolutely, man. Okay. And we're also, since there's only like 36 people here, we're also looking to start a small fund eventually to get Andy to the U.S. or me to the UK, so we can do a stream together or two. All right. So to be announced, right? Little GoFundMe or something. We'll look up what the airfare costs. That way, if you guys want to see myself and Andy behind one camera having a laugh together, we'll try to make that happen. But of course, it's a pipe dream idea. We both got businesses and things we're doing, so who knows? Maybe a couple years from now it'll happen. But all right, guys. Anyhow, we're out of here. We'll see you next time.
That's it.
Peace
Take
out.
care.